Jengo ganimbo mar, jenga do ganimbo maro. Jengo ganimbo mar, jenga do ganimbo maro. Do ganimbo mar, kudana jadwal alamda. Alam juwanda, alam juwangkol. Alam juwanda, alam juwangkol. Alam juwanda, alam juwangkol. Jenga kunwer kushulu kanya kumurle. Denga kunwer kushulu kanya kumurle. Boro kuzande gujur bel pacholi kupajulu. Dokanimba manu edabay. Banyi ketu kudong rinabay. Banyi ketu kudong nidabay. Banyi ketu kudong rinabay. Banyi ketu kudong nidabay. Aliko kriya ban kujiru kapanda. 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 Banyi ketu kudong rinabay. Banyi ketu kudong nidabay. Banyi ketu kudong rinabay.
Hello everybody, share the video, share. Happy Sunday. Hello everybody, good evening, happy Sunday. For those of you who are watching, please share the video and we will start our show shortly. Thank you.
Jenga doganimba maro, doganimba mar, kudana jadwal alamda. Alam juwanda,
Hello Gabriel.
alam juwanda,
Hello Book. Waiting.
alam juwanda, alam juwakul. Denga kunwer kushulu kanya kumurle. Denga kunwer kushulu kanya kumurle. Boro kuzande gujur bel pacholi kupajulu. Dokanimba manu edabay. Banyi ketu kudong rinabay. Banyi ketu kudong nidabay. Banyi ketu kudong rinabay. Banyi ketu kudong nidabay. Aliko kriya ban kujiru kapanda. 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 Banyi ketu kudong rinabay. Banyi ketu kudong nidabay. Banyi ketu.
Yes, guys, I will be sharing the link shortly. And type, yes, I will pin down the link. Start sharing the video. And all of you guys read the topic today. So make sure that share the video and I will put down the link. And I will start discussing the topic. You guys see the topic. So bear with me. Yeah, Gabriel, I will put down the link.
Jengo ganimba mar. Jengda dogan dimbo maro. Jeng dogan dimbo mar. Jengda dogan dimbo maro. Dogan dimbo mar. Kudana wana jargum alamda. Alam junuamda. Alam juokul. Alam junuamda. Alam juokul. Alam junuamda. Alam juokul. Denka kunwer kushulu kanya kumurle. Denka kunwer kushulu kanya kumurle. Koro kuzande gujur bel bacholi wajulu. Dokanim bamanu edabay. Banyi ketu kudong rinabay. Banyi ketu kudong midabay. Banyi ketu kudong rinabay. Banyi ketu kudong midabay. Aliko kriya ban gujuru gopana. 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 Banyi ketu kudong rinabay. Banyi ketu kudong midabay. Banyi ketu kudong rinabay.
Nalinga chalatio, onto gaban ko dia, onto gaban ko dia, choka nilito, nalita no ye, George Pandavit, ya bojunya ke, yaman. Of productions. Nalinga chalatio, chabaro watch it on the phone. You make it better, Nalinga, where I chabaro watch it on the phone. You make it better. Enjoy your night, okay? No, you want to better than the door. But I'm in the stay. Enjoy your night, okay? No, you want to better than the door. But I'm in the stay. But I'm in the stay. Chamaram, Babel Putam, Babel Putue, Koyan Padi, yeah. We open with Chin and Panda, Koitorba, Jitu, Sudan, a boy Panda, Enganyal, Kujon Deran, Kudota, Wani Igga, and Duka took in the wound Bakumar, by Quantity. But I can meet the Lamon tree, and the chip tree, the Ajor, and a right Panda, and the Benetry, a gold canary. The Lindy lecture at your check, but a war, watch it on the floor. You make it better, Linda, where I check, but a war, watch it on the floor. You make it better. Enjoy your night, okay? No, you want to put the lip and the door. But on the leg is day. Enjoy your night, okay? No, you want to put the lip and the door. But on the leg is day. But on the leg is day.
Hello, Makir. Hello, brother Gabriel. Good evening and good morning, guys. How you doing, sir?
Good. I'm good, not bad. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for coming in. So for those of you
Yeah,
just
you're
coming in,
welcome.
so our topic, pin down the topic. So how you doing? So how's the coronavirus over there, guys?
It's too bad with us. We still in the lockdown, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still left 3 weeks more, and then we will see what the government is going to do. But we
Yeah.
are suffering, actually. Just because of South Sudan's crisis. That's why we're concerned, because it's our home country. Otherwise we should just sleep, look for how we're gonna survive our life. People are dying there, is it the same also? We are dying here under the white people.
Exactly.
But our people, they will not respond. They did not looking for us. What's going? It's gonna tormenting us. We look like
Yeah.
that traumatized. Every day we are talking about them. Huh?
Mm.
But it أنا
Yeah.
زعلان شديد يعني. كنت
Yeah.
مكان أنا كيف مكان تيجي
Uh,
أو نيجي أمبارح نونجيلا مانا أو وي واجلا روي باغ فجأة وكل كذا من دبله أصلا قال أكو يرول كذا إنك أنا وين ندون في برجام كي جاي وكذا.
Yes. Yeah, mostly,
Okay.
you know, and a quick quadratic and a jala core.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, again, jali kore, and jala jal, and jala parak 1982 when jal de tawali, yani bala shamal. It one in New York la shamal, la na 1 year kula dokien, buku rare, udokien tani. Yani adi governor dato. The last time in Titi Roma over here, or in Major General Mapur in 1981. In akar tiangane. Daman toki ya rumbe sane. Okay, that kake akil ba ka mi zafana kar. Ana kai be nang ko yanga duk sin ile 2009. But I'm still remember the people ana jela did.
yeah.
And I remember the families. I remember them.
Aywa. Good point. Yeah, so what you know, I'm just talk yes. Yeah, you know.
Unu waje ne lega umbare, mayene lega mayena jinya. Ine lega kule lanu medit ba wona duan. Gale wona da. Jayoga to wa jamta mi legi bi said media. Aka guy
Yeah.
CEO but I legi said media. Bolo la mo garba we wona duan. Jayo ko kuja.
Yeah,
Wana
what
ko
we
ya
do.
kinada.
Yeah. I can't put it, you know, when
That's good.
you media, media, you quite look at it. So,
Kulwal kaman, elwal na be remember more. Lwal bashungu.
I love
Jebe
you.
more there. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, before coronavirus hit, you know, every year and a lot buy. Quite a rum cake, you buy per one young, mostly Kialok, and kill a red you buy or anywhere and a red per one young. So mostly keep a bent to buy per one young cake. In change my year, the bent in young ben, and a real kind of hang out. So most people are in that can long by and a beauty school. Yeah, because so most people don't meet that's why. So take part of it.
It's making it like the kitchen Martin. I should make it was good. Good project.
Yeah. But my when can you know, and that you know when a message that you could send out. Ira, what by government, by minister or by general or anything and being low, no. Huh? You citizen has a contract.
Yes, in by the way.
So I will be quite a buy buka coin. So yeah. So
I saw the agenda.
So link I look pin down. So okay, let's go to our topic. So yeah, so
welcome. Ekadi Gabriel.
Ajikrai bolid.
Inu Paul.
Ana Paul ajikrai.
Ya pinga le team duan NAS anen chuka nyok.
Team that NAS kundial.
Team duan NAS ya pinga le chuka nyok.
Ay ma team NAS kundial. Ma ke ga wed ke. Ma wed will buy. Ke ga wed NAS Lebanon. Yen won tiyo Lebanon e ma furu bi nyanjin ke dato. Lalo yen na pelka bi ga gidka.
Okay, guys. So let me. Okay, we want to switch back to English. So this topic is we need to discuss in English or Arabic, so that our non-Dinka speaker can hear it, because this topic is going out to those NAS supporters, general and other opposition, because this is a very serious case. That the topic for today is like last Wednesday, guys. NAS forces attack the convoys of the South Sudan Vice President Dr. James Wani Igga. So these people, they were trouble to the vice president hometown. So on the way, so they got they got into ambush. So NAS forces attacked them. They killed 6 people, wounded 1 person, and the other person is unknown. So whether he's dead or alive. So this is the problem. So the question, the reason why some of you can ask why Lake State Media bring this topic up. We Lake State Media and especially Bol and I, the reason why we shoot the topic every weekly, so that we can discuss, because it's a concern, it's a national concern, because insecurity now in South Sudan is very bad. People are dying every day across South Sudan, whether it's a criminal violence or it's a rebels attacks, because mostly NAS has caused insecurity on the road across South Sudan, across like Juba, around Juba. So all around Juba, anybody who travel out from Juba to Nimili, for example, they will kill. Like I heard that there were a couple of people were killed like 3 weeks ago. They were travel, even though the border between Nimili border between Uganda and Nimili, they closed down because of coronavirus. But there are some people who can leave. Remember, guys, when before the coronavirus hit, Nimili Road, Nimili border, when people are traveling from Juba to Nimili, there will be a forces guard the buses to go to Nimili. But when the coronavirus hit, so the buses are start moving. So no forces, SPLA forces can travel that road to take people to the Nimili. But there are some people who can travel for their own, because they are going to Nimili. But those people, they will be killed on the way, because NAS forces, they are on that road. And the same thing. So last week we see in the news that NAS killed 6 bodyguards of by President Dr. Wani. And that happened again like 4 weeks ago or last month actually. They killed like 15 South Sudan forces, SSDF. They killed 15 people and wounded dozens.
SSDF.
As the DF. So the question is today, why we bring this one up? So what is the concern? This rebels, NAS, they sign. Remember, guys, they sign the peace, and also not peace. They sign ceasefire with the government in Rome Declaration. If you guys can recall, in February or January, early January, with the government. But they are violating that now. They are attacking government forces. So the question is, what is the government is doing in this? Because it turned out that the insecurity now around Juba is caused by NAS forces. So what is the solution here? Why the government is not doing so that their forces are being killed by the rebels? Also, too, the civilians are killing when they travel on this road. There is a known gunman killing people on the road. So, and this is caused by this outstanding rebels forces. So I would give the floor back to you, Bol. So as you know that you and I, we always debating with NAS supporters here in U.S. in our diaspora actually. So, and now when this thing happened, so they seem like that they know what's going on. So what do you think about these issues of NAS causing insecurity across around Juba?
Abraham Adid, thank you very much for welcoming me back to our great platform. First of all, I am very saddened when I heard that 6 bodyguards of Vice President Wani Igga were killed. I was really, really mad about this. And as we always debate with the NAS platforms, and when I heard that there were 6 people got killed, I was thinking about the noise NAS supporters with the NAS platform made on on our diversity. When our vice president, the kind man, went to Bor, and were talking to the citizens and convinced them not to wage war against other communities. He was trying to diffuse communal fight, and NAS supporters on their platform went outrageous. So today I have condemned this killing, and it's really not necessarily. Why? Because the NAS with their allies already signed peace with the government. What's the point of ambushing the convoy while they were on the front talk, always condemning the government and IO for some atrocities which were committed. So today I'm challenging some of the NAS platform. Why are you killing today? Why are you committing these atrocities today? Why would you do that? And you always blame South Sudan government and IO for the atrocities that were committed. Why would you do this today? Why would you kill citizens? Why? I thought you already signed peace agreement with the government, and I thought that you just waiting for the agreement to be concluded, and then you either come to Juba to support this peace process. That's what I was thinking. But today, what's the point of ambushing the convoy and kill these innocent soldiers? They are innocent because they went to their village, and when they come back, they were ambushed. What's the point?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question, Bol. It's really a sad thing, because they know when Vice President Dr. Wani Igga was in Bor preaching for peace between Morley and Dingabor and Lonwer, they were condemning it. That's why he, Dr. Our honors, and he's one of the person, Bol, if you can know, Wani Igga is one of the person that I support in South Sudan because he's a peacemaker. He's a love scene day one during SPLA. Dr. Wani Igga never changed his position. He's the loyalty to the party SPLA. This person, all South Sudanese, regardless what tribe belong, we supporting him. So he's one of the person having a heart, South Sudan in his heart. But our South Sudanese, they don't see that. They don't like it, especially those NAS supporters. So, and this is the one that today we need to come out and condemn the rhetoric against our Vice President, Dr. Wani Igga. That thing is not. Wani Igga is our Vice President, and it will be our future president in South Sudan. So, Brother Gabriel, welcome. So, what do you think?
Yeah. شكرا مديد أبول. أنا بتكلم بالعربي الليلة عشان أوجه مسج بتاعي للمستمعين والمتحدثين بتاع اللغة العربية في قنوات الأخرى. أولا أتراهم لأرواح بتاع الشهداء 6 العساكر بتاع الحراس نائب رئيس الجمهورية، وأيضا نتمنى للمفقود أن توجد بالسلامة ويعود لأهالي ذويه. يعني دي شيء اللي أنا بطلبه من ربنا أن يتحقق. ثانيا المعروف الأعمال البربرية دائما لا يحقق أحلام بتاعت الناس وهم المدعون وهم يعرضون الحكومة ويريدون تحقيق مصالحهم أو أهدافهم. تحقيق الأهداف الشخصية ليس بالعادات البربرية، وإنما يعني بالمواثيق. إذا كنت قائمون أن تعارضوا الحكومة بمواثيق، فالمواثيق لا يقتل الجنود ولا يقتل الحراس أو لا يقتل المواطنين الأبرياء، لأن يوما ما سوف تصبح كمواطن عادي وليس لك لديه أي سلطة في الدولة أو أي سلطة في العسكرية. عشان كده بيعتبروك أنت كمواطن. قتل المواطنين دائما حرام في هذا المجال. But رؤسائنا وليدرز بتاع الافارقه always يعني عبروا الموضوع دي ان يكون لهم مكاسب قويه عشان تستمع صوتهم. يعني اذا كان هنا انت بتقتل في الابرياء بالمعنى انت اللي تديك الكيس، واذا قتلت الابرياء بيجعلوك زي ما عندك موضوع. الموضوع هي لما ترفع دعوتك والناس تناقشوها ويستمعوا له، ده اللي هو اللي يعتبر موضوع. واذا كان انت بتقتل بيعتبروك انت كمجرم. انا بقول للناشونال ناس هو الناشونال الاينس او ارمي برون ارمي، هم اساسا تلفزيون، هم اساسا غلطوا فشلوا ما قادرين يصلوا، خربوا راسهم بالناس اللي قاموا بقنوات بتاعت المعارضه ويقول ان احنا ماشيين نسقط الحكومه. نعم اسقط الحكومه ليس بقتل الابرياء، اسقط الحكومه لكن ليس بقتل الابرياء. بل في حاجه واحد وهي ان احنا حتى انتوا الاعلاميين ما تقدر تمنعوا، وهي اللي بعد مرور السنين هتناك تتحل في جنوب السودان. مصالح القبليه اذا كان هي معارضه بقوم على اسس قبليه، دين توماس شريلو ما معارضين حكومه بتاعت سلفا كير في جوبا، معارضين الاستوطان القبلي، لا يريدون مشاركه اخرين غير الاوكاتوريان في ارض الاوكاتوريا. دي المعروف، ده اللي هو القتل النازل. دكتور جيمس واني إيغا المفروض يعرف ان يوم من الايام هو هيبقى ضحيه. He's supposed to know because one day he's gonna be a victim. They told him that you are loyal to the Dinka government. This is not a Dinka government, it's a South Sudan government.
Yeah.
Why they are preaching for tribalism?
And you're right.
That's why we want the people to come.
Yeah, this attack is like is an assassination of a vice president. If he was in that convoy
Exactly.
with those bodyguard, he could be dead.
After they get more information, after get the good information that vice president went to the Lebanon and he wants to know exactly what time he's gonna turn back to Juba. That's why he get in an ambush. That ambush ليه ما عملوه قبل هو واني ما يمشي لبنان؟ لما نمشي لبنان ده always every day بيمشي، every weekend بيمشي. لا عنده مزاريع هنا قاعد يمشي يشوفه، وعنده بلاد قاعد يمشي يشوفه. ده بيساعد ياله مش يا واني إيغا، ده بيساعد ياله بتاع الإكواتوريا يا الجنوبيين القاعدين في نفس الاريا. انا ما اقدر افرضهم ان يكون يا الإكواتوريا، لكن في الاخر يعني 90% يا الإكواتوريا هم المستفيدون، وبعد كل شغالين ضده. ده بيعتبر الانسان لما يفشل بيتجه لهذا الاعمال البربريه. اذا كنت واثق من نفسك ان انت ما فاشل، كان المفروض يصير في موضوع بتاسيس فايا حتى ما يشوف نهايته شنو. لكن تغييرهم لاتجاه انه يسقط الحكومه، ما في دول بقول ما بتسقط، اسقطوا لانه في عندك حق اذا كان، لكن ليس بالسلاح. اسقط ديمقراطيا، الشعب يتكلم وما تقتل الابرياء. فور اكزامبل الناس اللي اهالهم دول ماتوا، اذا كان في تعليمات من رئيس الجمهوريه ولا من رئيس الجمهوريه انه مش عمليه وقتلوا في العمليات، ما عليهم انهم دبريش السيس باير. بس في زياره عاديه حتى توماس شريلو قاعد يجي في جوبا، معلوماته في جمعوه كله، قاعد يجي في جوبا عن طريق اللبنان. ليه ما قبضوه قتلوه؟ لما رجع لما رجع قبل يومين ولا 3 يوم بالقتل بتاع اوراس بتاع واني إيغا ده، ما هو كان جا وبعدها رجع لكينيا. معلوماته مديد وبول. مشكله بس اهلنا في الجنوب بيستهينوا المعلومه. لما نقول لكم يا اخوانا خدوا المعلومه دي، ده بيشيلوه كحاجه بسيط. هم المفروض ياخذوا المعلومه بجديته. هذا القتل ده جاري كده هذا في جوبا، ومبارك قتل العميد بيار، ده زول عميد بتاع شرطه بيعاله، ده يقتلوا في الشارع بس، يبقى في تطهير عرقي. اللي كان في رواندا اتجه بعدين الى جنوب السودان. انتوا ناس كانوا بيقولوا بين النوير والجين، لكن اعتقد انه النوير في الاخر ناس هاربوا بهم ومقتنعين ده حكومه قتلوا من الجين، لكن الاتجاه القبلي ده بعدوب يا دوب يستعد بالاكواتوريا. لانه في فريج بتاع الولد يتكلم قبل يومين، ولد ده يعرفنا موضوع عنصري اكواتوري باته ومش اكواتوريان كمان. ده يوغندي يديل كده، لانه ما داري اكواتوريا دي يكون تابع لجنوب السودان، داري يفصل اكواتوريا عشان يتجهوا الى يوغندا. انتوا كنتوا وين في ايام التحرير؟ ان كنتوا تريدون انفصال يوغندا اكواتوريا وانضماموا الى يوغندا، ما كان يطلبوا من حكومه السودان. هسه في شو جاري في نفس الموضوع دي، ملقب نفس الانفورميشن ده، موضوع بيار قتل اليومي وموضوع بتاع الحراس وما شابه ذلك جاري هذا في اوادي بيسي. ان هذا بون او واشنطن. فاننا بنقول نرفع صوتنا، نويت صوتنا كجنوب السودان 64 قبيله وندينه هذا الحادث، ندينه. We have to condemn all the South Sudanese. Don't say I'm not from Equatoria. All of us, let me be Equatorian. In the way we stand with the incident what happened to the family of Edward, Professor Edward, let me do the same thing. Let me act the same thing. Let me support that innocent, the bodyguard has been killed between the Juba and Lobinok. This is a message I want to send it to them. نحن نحاول نستنكر هذا الأعمال الإجرامية، أعمال الأدائية من تجاه قوات مسلحين أو ميليشيات بتاع توماس شيريلو. وإن كان توماس شيريلو لا يريد السلام فيولد إنه أنا ما دار السلام مع حكومة جنوب السودان، وأنا لازم أحقق جوبا أو أسقط حكومة في جوبا بالقوة، وبعدها القوات العسكرية أو القوات الموجود في جنوب السودان يشوف شغلهم، ونحن مواطنين نتفرج عليهم. الطريقة اللي يقتلونا بعدين يقتلونا، لأنه ما عندنا دفاع، ما عندنا أمن. إذا في أمن ما كان الأعداء دي تجي حتى لبنان ده جنب جوبا. الخلوهم يجوا حتى القريب ده شنو؟ المفروض الجيش يكون قاعد هناك، لكن الجيش بيشغلوا جيش قبلي، لأن ده ربنا المنطقة ويتكلموا معهم قالوا خلاص امشوا. ده اللي هم اللي عندهم المعلومات، لأنه ما في جيش. أنا قاعد أقول ما في جيش مواعد في جنوب السودان. نعم لهم رموز عسكرية، لكن قلبهم ليس مواعدون، ما حلفوا قسم أن يدافع على أرض الصويل بتاع جنوب السودان. إذا كانوا هم بيدافعوا له فما كان هذه الأحداث البربرية يحصل. الجيش يمكن أن يفعل شيء لينقذ حياة بتاع المواطنين. ده المسج بتاعي اللي أنا داير أقوله.
Yeah, thank you. That's well said. You are right. And this is something that I really really don't get it from the NAS, because NAS supporters in the diaspora, they are supporting the violence that the NAS rebels are doing in government in South Sudan, and also to the side, those all out groups, Soma. NAS are a part of it, part of that group, and the sign casualty. Not they cannot attack the government or kill anybody because of this, but they're still doing that. Is it, my question to you guys, is it they violate the Roman agreement that they signed with the government like February? Ball? Ball, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Madid, I was talking to somebody. So what did you say? I didn't understand.
I was asking a question that NAS, they are part of Soma. So, and they signed ceasefire with the government in February in Rome.
Sure.
And since then, they still then they have not stopped attacking the government forces, and now you see what happened, that they killed 6 bodyguard of Vice President Dr. James Wani Igga. So what do you think? Did they violate this agreement that they signed? And what is the way forward? Are they still other? I don't know what other allies are thinking about what NAS is doing. Is attacking the government.
Well, you know, the NAS signed agreement with the government, and the reason why the government don't always attack NAS position is that, you know, government of South Sudan actually is condoning criminal activities carried out around the country. Is condoning. If the government would have taken a harm and attacked their positions and wiped them out, they would have come actually to the table peacefully. But the government of South Sudan is looking at this as not a way forward, and leave any other militias around Juba or around other part of the country like Equatoria. The government is reluctant because the government look at it that I don't want to fight my rebels, because people like Soma will come to the table and we will sign a deal, and we will save the lives of those misled by NAS, by Soma, or by Thomas Cirillo. And that's why you see the rebels take this one as what? As a favor, and they harming people around the country because they had been condoned. People said, you know what, we cannot attack them because the peace will come. We want to save their life, because the tribalistic mindset misled them and waged war against the government and against the government officials like Wani Igga. And for instance, when we used to host show with groups of NAS and Soma, these people were complaining that there are so many atrocities which were committed in the country. These killings have not been addressed. That was a statement of Emmanuel Ajawin. That was a statement of Teresa Juba. That was a statement of so many of them. So today you are committing many atrocities. Are we going to stop you from dealing with the peace, and then we will follow you so these atrocities that you are doing around Juba will be addressed? Because you are also criminal. Remember, this group were referring to IO and to government of South Sudan as criminal. Then what are you doing right now? You are also a criminal, and you will be taken also to a criminal court because you are killing. You have a blood in your hand right now. So because they used to complain, but right now they are the most killers in the country. Okay, so my message to the government is: do not elect them with these people. Do not overlook what they are doing. You have to find them, and you have to fight them so they can know that what they have done have to be actually addressed, not with the talk. It has to be addressed with the arms, because they are killing people, and people are reluctant, saying that, you know, these people, peace will be signed, and we need to preserve their life of these soldiers who ran to the bushes, life of these militias. So the people around Juba need to take this one very serious.
And you are right, Paul. You know, you see, you know, this incident that happened is like 30 kilometers away from Juba. You see how close it is? 30 kilometers away from Juba. And can you imagine that if the rebels are control all the roads around Juba, so
the government will not function.
Yeah. So that what they are doing here is say that okay, the government now will be controlled inside Juba. Whenever people are go outside, travel outside of Juba, they're going to be killing people on the road. So, and this insecurity is not.
Let me say this.
Yeah,
Let me
go
say
ahead.
this. When the car claims you asking before, they are breaching or not? Are not breaching the violated the agreement or not? Really, they violated the agreement because the government was signed the agreement with them because of the crisis. The crisis, there was and leave the negotiation of the peace for the later on until people come together after forming everything, or even the situation of the health situation is become good, Juba is become clear, the Roma is become all right. That was last time they took it to the Brussels. ذهبوا إلى البروكسل عشان يمشي يتكلموا فيها. هو أساسا he responded that it was us. This is a message to the government direct, to the James Wani. They want to manage the something is called we kill your bodyguard. That is your warning, our warning to you, to not come back again. If you come back, we will arrest you. We will arrest you. If they arrest him, this is a very strong message to the world that the vice president has been arrested by the rebel. You know, they will say the
Yeah.
government is become weak. That's why we arrest the vice president. If the government is strong, what is your force? Who are paying the soil? As you are a government, when الدفاع بتاعك بتاع الدولة يبقى المواطنين ما قاعدين تهديد، مواطنين ما عندهم حماية، أي زول ممكن يقتل زي ما عايز. ده ما بيقتلوا ضباط البوليس وهم ضباط القانون، بالمعنى يقتلوا عساكر الجيش وهم عساكر اللي بيدافعوا عن البلد، يقتلوا زي ما هم عايزينه. عشان كده أنا بقول هم عارفين إنه كلام صح، يعرفوا ويكنس بتاع الحكومة، إن الحكومة بجامع أي زول زي ما بقولوا يوم قاس الفقير قسيس، وما قسيس في كنيسة، قسيس بتاع القلب، لأن عشان قلبه بيبرد لما يقول إننا جايين للسلام. لكن الشيء اللي ورا الزول ما يعرفوا يا دوب، هو المفروض يشوفوا. وكلام ده في الآخر ده زمان إننا لما نقوله تذكر لما 2013 اتدلعت جمهور طلع بيكتم عشان نفس الأعمال الأدائيات بربرية زي ده، قتل بتاع الفريق جمكور يا جو غير فيها الجمهور. هسه ده لما جابوا جيمس جونسون شبه بستاف اندلع المشاكل في الدول وقتلوا النواب الأراس بتاع الرئيس. تفتكر الزول ده قالوا كيف انت موقفك كرئيس بتاع هاي الأركان؟ You are managing the post in the country. What is your post in that area? What are you doing with them? Are these are part of family or they are rebel against the government? If they are rebel, Johnson Ukat is going to deal with that situation. You have to make something to show himself as the chief of general staff, because he was defend all of us. He's defend all our territory, he's defend his government from the rebel. First, I'm talking as a citizen of South Sudan, and secondly, he is in charge of the government. He is the chief of staff. رئيس الأركان بتاع الجيش بتاع الجنوب، ورئيس الجنوب، والنواب بتاع ورئيس نائب رئيس الجنوب بيقتلوهم وهو قاعد. ده مسؤولية لعبة، ده مسؤولية لعبة. عشان كده أنا قبل قلت السياسة بتاع الجنوبيين بيعملوا السياسة على قبلية، مبنية على قبلية. السياسة الموجود في إكواتوريا أو هو السلفيشن الناس مبنية على قبلية. ليه ما فيهم ما فيهم نور، ما فيهم دين اللي ما فيهم شلوك، فالبلد مقسوم على قبلية. عشان كده بيقتلوا. ده warning لجيمس واني إيجا، دكتور واني إيجا. فأنا بفضل دكتور واني إيجا إن السيد مع الناس يشتم ده ضوء بدهم بيظهر ضوءهم في حكومتهم مع الرئيس. إذا ما ضوء في حكومتهم كان مفروض يوفر له كونبوي يودي الرئيس يجيب راجع، لأن المحل بقى فيها قتل يومي ايفر داي. قتلوا 3 نفر في الباص، وتاني قتلوا 15 عسكري في نفس المنطقة، وتاني قتلوا شردوا منهم او اولياء بتاع الامور 3 اطفال. حتى ما الجيش مشى انقذ 3 اطفال وجابهم لحالهم، ويا جات بحراس الجمزواني. ليه الناس ما بيتعلموا من الغلط دي؟ المفروض يعلموا من الغلط.
Yeah. Thank you.
المهم الامر متروك عليهم،
Yeah.
الامر متروك عليهم في راس جمهوريتهم. اذا هلهم ما قدر يهلهم فعليهم.
Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Dending and Asen to Legstate Media. Thank you for joining the show. Let me give this chance to Dr. Dending. You guys see the topic. The topic we are discussing today is about the NAS forces attack the bodyguard of South Sudan by President Dr. James Wani Igga last Wednesday. They killed 6 bodyguard, 1 wounded and 1 missing. So what do you guys think about this? And this is it's not an incident that happened within last month. Same NAS forces attacked government forces and they killed like more than 15 and more were wounded. So what do you think about this topic? The floor is yours, brother Dr. Dending.
Well, first of all, let me say good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning, wherever you may be. And thank you, the host of Lake State Media. And secondly, I would like to offer my condolences to the family of deceased, those who were ambushed, the 6 bodyguards of Vice President Dr. James Wani Igga. And it is very sad to see people dying when the citizens of South Sudan around the world are waiting for permanent peace in South Sudan. I know NAS is in the process of making peace with the government, and this is what we need to see. Anybody that has taken arm against the government, we need a chance to have peace in our country so that our people live in free and permanent peace. But the way it's going right now it doesn't seem to come closer to that. First of all, we all know that some of my brothers and sisters of Equatoria have been preaching hatred through social media. And they are very open. It's not something they hide. It's something they say very clearly. And if you look at the hatred that they are preaching through social media, the number 1 enemies in the government of South Sudan are all Equatorian sons and daughters that are working in the government of South Sudan. These are number 1 enemies to them. So if there is any space that they get, they can kill them. Okay? They say that they betrays the people of Equatoria because they are working with the Dinka government or the government of Salva Kiir had it. So if the government has given this space or chance to find people like James Wani Igga, people like Nunu, and also Martin Lear, these top people, even including chief of staff, if they get a chance, they would kill them because they believe that these are the people that don't want, or betray the people in Equatoria. But I do see it in different ways. But it is not even possible, even during our wartime, 21 years of civil war, when we had war with Sudan, the SPLA, whenever they killed the enemies, they never got proud. The reason being was because that we were all Sudanese, no matter who died. But I have never seen a movement where when you kill people, you celebrate. Okay? At the end of the day, let's say, NAS becomes the government of South Sudan as a party. And the people they kill, they would have them. If other outside from the country come in and attack the country, and now you are finishing people, who is going to protect your government? Who is going to protect the land that you want to protect? So this is the things that we need to look into as South Sudanese. When you plan of killing someone, think about also, even if you have that power, who is going to protect you? These are the same people that you are killing. These are the same people that you are killing. But if people in South Sudan really look at who are the good people in South Sudan, if we all have to be like, for example, Dr. James Wani Igga, all our politicians or military wings, if they had to be like Dr. James Wani Igga, believe me or not, we would have not had problem in South Sudan. Well, this guy is the man of peace. He loves peace. He loves people to live along together. He's not a racist person. Okay, he has a good heart. So if you are targeting him to kill him, then what will you achieve out of it? You can kill James Wani Igga, you can kill Salva Kiir, but it's still government is still government. Okay, it's not going to collapse because you kill one person. So killing is not something that we can be proud of. So I urge the supporters of NAS, please to stop spreading this kind of hatred. At the end of the day, we would be the same people. At the end of the day, we are the same people. If you don't like me, you don't like me today. But I believe tomorrow you're going to like me because we are the same people. We're not going anywhere. Some people are calling what they call independent state or independent country in Equatoria. That's not going to happen. Don't have that dream. That's not going to happen because we all fought this South Sudan for all of us. We didn't have a division among us, even though we had, of course. We have to recognize that. But those are the past. Let's put the past to the past and let's begin the new page with a new life. But attacking people on the way when people are in process of peace agreement, this is totally wrong, and we all have to need to condemn that. And I believe that if NAS supporters are listening to me or to all of us here, it is not good for them to ambush the soldiers and kill the soldiers. Now, if the government would have ordered the soldiers and and actually went to the same area that they attack people, they would be very fast to come in social media and say the government is attacking their position, the government is killing the citizen, the government is killing civilians. They would have been crying. Okay. So, and if the government is not quiet because of the chance of the peace, then they think that the government is weak, the government is not doing anything, the government is defeated. That's what they're saying right now. And I truly believe that if the government had to send the soldiers to the areas where they completely ambush the people, then who are the number one victims? The citizens, the civilians who live in those areas. You know, bullet does not discriminate anybody. They would become the victims. So now supporters have to think about this. Now supporters, even the soldiers on the ground, they have to think about this. So the victims always, in the very first place, are the citizens living in that area who are not armed because they don't know how to dodge the guns, how to dodge the bullets. They don't know. So I'm going to appeal to all my brothers and sisters who are supporting NAS, particularly in attacking and making ambushes on the ways. This is not going to help us at all. It is not going to be a good thing. I strongly condemn for those who killed those soldiers, and if they listen, also they need to release a missing guy. I believe that there's one guy still missing, and I believe that it is hostage. He is in the hostage right now, so they need to release that. Now, Cirillo has to think twice. You have to think twice. If all South Sudanese actually become together and go into those ambushes that they ambush people, I don't think they can survive it. Okay? The SPLA that they have right now, they were in those bushes. They all know the places. If General Wani Igga right now said, you know what, okay, now you're against my own life, then I have to do what I do as a vice president and also the second most powerful person in the government, there will be the same people to come and say James Wani Igga is killing his own people. And he's doing it for his own self-defense. But there will be these people to come and say James Wani is killing people. So it is good for them to think twice before they act bad like that. So I urge them once and for all, please stop ambushes and let's come to the table and complete peace process. Otherwise, the speaker before me, particularly my brother Jibrila, has mentioned a lot. We don't need to target each other based on races, based on regional, based on on whatever status we are. So it is very important to consider ourselves as South Sudanese, no matter who is dead and who is alive. You can be proud of who you killed, but I believe tomorrow you regret. So thank you very much for giving me this time. I yield back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dending. That's you are right. Thank you for your input. Dr. General Wani Igga, he didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve it. And also, too, you put it very correctly, because last month, as you can see, the NAS supporters in diaspora, they were raising money, saying that there is a displacement happening, which is, yes, it's true, there's a displacement happening. And also they are blaming the government that, but the government was responding, and an IO, they are responding to the attack that the NAS did. That was last month. And you see they were doing a live video crying on social media that the civilians were displaced, all kinds of stuff, And this is what is happening. If they do, and you see what NAS is doing. So when they are attacking people on the road, and if the government respond, and that it will be another, government is killing all kinds of stuff. But the NAS, the rebels are doing this while people are in peace. So the government right now, and this is what the government is doing. Government is, the peace that they sign is, the government is honoring that. It's honoring the peace. That these rebels, stand-out rebels, they are not supporting that. They want to find any way Al-Makan to destroy the peace. This peace that is inside, they want to destroy it. And that's their agenda. So, Brother Hassan, welcome to Let's Stay Media. This channel, Brother Agar, greeting, welcome, brother. So I will give this chance to you, my brother Hassan.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome to Let's Stay Media.
Yeah.
So,
in first place, I would like to thank you so much, Bajmadit.
Yeah.
First place, I would like to thank you so much, the host and the colleagues here, and for getting viewers. It is a very good topic, and that is it's good that as a South Sudanese, sometimes we have opportunity to interact, and we can talk about our country, because now we have social media that bring us together. We can disagree to agree. On the topic, I will a bit deep with Dr. Deng on blaming NAS supporters or whoever. This is because myself, I come from areas in South Sudan where I experience brothers, fighting brothers. When you rebel, definitely the rebellion would kill people, close family. And some people might not have experience of really the consequences of the rebellions. It kill family and brothers themselves at the people they fight. And what I'm saying is that the issue is beyond the capacity of a supporter or a mere soldier. See, when you are a soldier and you are fighting a soldier, definitely you want to get rid of that soldier. See, it is something definite. And my appeal is to the government that currently we have issues that we see that the country is going, through tough time. As a corona, there is difficulties, and this is the fact that people also see rebellion as a way of solving problems. See, people get out, get guns. They maybe want position or fighting for something interest, and then they see it as a solution. This is something that as a South Sudanese, we need to look at the consequences of war that we've been through. See? And our government, now the government do not have chances to get support because people are divided. You see, for you to have a good peace is where that people are really together. Peace is not only from the one side, you know. And that's why that I feel like the government at the higher level, if they sign the cessation of hostility, which is the ceasefire, and they are able to question the leadership of NAS, because they have agreed that there should be no fighting. And this is the question that you cannot ask a soldier that have killed the bodyguard to the Vice President James Wani. We are not able to ask them, but the government knows where General Thomas Cirillo is. They can able to ask them that, or maybe calling the peace partners, that this is what is happening. You see, and Thomas himself, he knows where his soldier is, and he can question them. We are on peace, so we have signed this peace agreement, the cessation of hostilities. If it is we, the people, that complain, and the government is sitting, is not raising such a question, where are we going to get these people? See, and each and every supporter, each and every rebel has got their supporters. We can't stop their supporters, because what they believe is that once Thomas is integrated into the system, and that supporter will also come back. And we never have those, we will not have those supporters when Thomas Cirillo is not coming back. Thomas and his group has to be integrated. What I'm saying is that the government itself, they have right to ask questions because they signed the deal. Last month, we all noticed that this killing, this is just 6 soldiers. We remember what happened in Luanjang, you know. And these are the issues that across. This evening we heard that one of the general was killed, the retired general police. And these are the issues that why are we having such killings across? You see, it's something that is beyond you and a supporter. Okay, a supporter want to win because some people want to change the system. Me too, if there is a change in the system, I want it, but it should be positive. It should not be something that, you know, myself and my to get rid of, you know, of everybody in South Sudan or my region. You see, it should be at the interest of South Sudanese. See, my blame on this topic is that the government has to ask questions on the, or they might be revitalizing, or they might revisit the agreement on the cessation of hostilities. It does not, it might have something connected to the supporter, it has something connected to the soldiers at the ground. But who is responsible for that soldier? You see? And this is also not only the problem for the vice president or the people who lost the family of the soldiers. It is also a problem to us because right now we are scared. People, there's no activity that should go on. If you had that soldier were killed, who are you as a civilian to move that way? You can't go, right? So, and I'm appealing to the government, to the transitional government, to speed up the reunification of the Hello? Hello?
I think they lost signal.
Yeah,
Hello?
we lost him. Yeah. So, hello, Hassan. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear.
Okay, your camera is off.
Oh, my camera is off. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
All
finish
right.
your last
What
word.
I'm saying is that the government should also deal with the issue of IO. You know, the government has signed the peace with IO. They should speed up the reunification of the army. Said that they should know the government they should have the government, which is currently there's no in terms of forces. IO forces, they are independent. The government forces, they are independent, and IO forces cannot also just intervene in some of the areas which is beyond them. So I think that it should be better for the government to speed up the reunification of the army forces, such that they have one forces. If there are issues that are related to maybe a national threat, the forces also should defend some of these issues related to businesses. Areas such as Numili Road should be protected by reunified forces. I'm saying that because if the government is going to have this, that means even the IOs themselves currently, they're not part of the government because their forces is not integrated, you see? And anything happen, it is also a critical condition to the government. You see, what I'm saying, the government has to sit down and look at this at the critical angle, you know, and question certain aspect of the peace protocol. See, everybody want to get into the system. Even people like Malong, they are there. And currently, you understand that after the integration, when some people are left out, what happened? They also see other person who is not integrated. They want to join because people are seeking for position. People are seeking for for promotion. You see, and these are the issues that the government has to see them and speed up. They should they should build a relationship with the peace partners. You see? The IO, the SAR, these are peace partners. They should speed up everything, so that there's one army, and then they also see how they should negotiate with the other rebels. That is my contribution. That I put it at the government side, that the government should condemn, no, not us, because here we are just a support. There's no way out. You can stop someone who want to win. See.
So let me get this one clear. Are you saying that you are condemning the government for the NAS supporting? I mean, for the NAS attacking bodyguard of President Dr. Igga, or what are you saying here?
No, I'm not condemning the government for that. I'm saying that the government has a right, because the NAS assigned the cessation of hostilities, which is ceasefire,
and they violated.
So the government should question why exactly and violated. So the government should ask. If you keep asking here, there's no way out. We will just have a great with the supporters, because maybe you are a supporter to the government. Other people are supporters to NAS, and it doesn't have any solution. And these people have something they sign in common. See, so that paper should govern them. See, and one of the things that I added is that government, which is the former transitional government, which has signed peace with SAR and IO, also has to utilize that opportunity to reintegrate the existing army, said that they have power. You see what I'm talking about. See, they should have one army so that they deal with national issues. See?
Yeah, the unification of army, though joining forces that are still in containment site, they are still on training. So soon, when they graduate, and this is what the security arrangement is. So when they graduate, so the joint forces, they will be be unified forces. So, but now, as we're speaking, they're still in containment side training it. So when the training finished, so what you are saying will be. So, and that's what the government and IO are doing right now. So thank you, Brother Hassan. Let me give this floor back to Brother God Mabuk. Unmute yourself, Brother God. It's your share now.
Good morning, Legislative media and the viewers and the panels who are in the studio with us this morning and this afternoon and night in different places as for us here in diaspora. Greet you all, my brothers and sisters, and the topic is really interesting and also very complicated. So, in my opinion, I will just go with my opinion. For this incident that has happened, occurred already, and people are killed. I will ask the one question, first of all, Medit. Is NAS
It's a rebel.
a party
It's a rebel
or a
movement.
rebel?
Mm-hmm.
A rebel movement, okay. If NAS is the rebel movement, that means it's fighting
Yes.
against the government. Yeah. So, in my opinion, I will say this: not all Equatorian that who are fighting with the government, but the specific tribes who came up with all these ideas. As you mentioned earlier, some people are funding, are doing fundraising to fund that revitalization. So, in my opinion, as a government, for example, I will put it a rebel is fighting against me. And if the rebel is fighting against me as a government, what can I do? So, second to that, how many rebels in South Sudan? And who encourage them? Who encourage them to be a rebel? All these questions should go through our government, which is South Sudan. So, in my opinion, guys, we need to be honest here with our government. So, if you have rebel, that means they are fighting you. And if they are fighting you, there is no such thing called the rebel area. Not at all.
Yes.
The rebel area, that means the rebel is powerful more than the government. That's why they own a place to be called that is the rebel place. If not like that, they shouldn't be there a places that belong to the rebel. That is a division. And that division mean the government is not strong enough to take that place or to crush that rebel. We need to be honest here because we are sick and tired of rebels and all these issues. Every time people are suffering and we don't have a solution. All these agreements, people used to talk about it. There should be agreement here and here. Rebel should not be having any kind called the agreement with the government. Those rebels who should have a signed agreement with the government, that means the government have accepted them to come back and do something called ceasefire, as PLA and as PLM did with the Jalaba, as we all know. So this encouragement, in my opinion, as a guy, I will say South Sudan is not going anywhere because we are not even honest with ourselves. We say that we are South Sudanese nation. At the same time, we are civilian, not the government, and we are supporting different sides. For example, I can be standing with the rebel this morning and say, oh, I will stand with the rebel because I have the interest there. If not, I wouldn't be supporting the rebel. You should be standing with the government because the rebel are not responsible about the civilian. They have their own ambition for their own interest. If you say you are supporting the rebel, that means you are not belong to the government of South Sudan. You are a rebel too. It doesn't matter where you are. So, in my opinion, as one of the civilians of South Sudan, I will say, if I was a government, there shouldn't be any kind of places called that is the rebel area.
Right.
At least they own that place by power.
Mm.
If they don't own that place by power, there's nothing called rebel place. I will stop there and I will let the rest come up, and then maybe later I will join you guys again.
Yeah, thank you, brother Garmabok. You are right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question for Agar later. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead with your injection. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Brother Agar, my question is, in any system that you see now, what should you see that what are the causes of rebellion in the country? Because I see that you say that the only suggestion that you have is to crash down the rebel. But in most countries, they don't have a rebellion. And what should be the anything as intellectual? What should be the causes of those rebellion?
The cause is this, Brother Hassan. Thank you so much for your question. The cause is this, as you mentioned earlier on your opinion, and I can put your opinion as somebody who is in between, not a rebel and not a government, according to the word that you have said earlier. So the cause of this, I mentioned it last week, that is only individual interests. For me as a government, I will not support your individuality interests. I should be there for the whole nation, which is South Sudan, as a government. But I will not support you according to your own interests. All these things are own interests. That's why South Sudan is rumbling every day, every month, every year. So that's why. Those are the causes. Everybody is hungry to be having his own seat in the government. And not everybody should be in the government. All of us here, we know as people in the diaspora here, we are not everybody in the government, guys. We have to be honest. Not everybody should be a president. Not everybody should be a vice president. Every country has a civilian and has a government. But for us as South Sudanese, we all need to be there in the Kirmayadi seat. If not, we will still fighting. That's the fact.
Yeah.
Yes, Brother Agar, the thing is, I'm not taking much of your time. That there is this issue, you know, there's nothing far from whatever you say. There is a mixed thing, you know. There is interest and also the you know, when the system, that is why in most countries the system is trying to do what we call a youth engagement. Youth engagement is done through many ways. You know, when you engage the population in the country, you are reducing what we call like the reluctant people who are intervening, try to get people. Currently, you as Agar, if you can go now and convene the people, the youth at Luanjang, the place, those youth that were attacked by the soldier, you can get youth now who can fight the government. You can get some. Why? It's because of this. I'm saying that every rebellion is making sense to South Sudan. We can support the rebellion. But the moment when the government is reluctant, when the government is not engaging youth, what will happen? Someone will get there, will tell you that the reason why a lot of you are just suffering here is because the government is not doing anything. And it's easy to convince such a youth. You get what I'm saying? So the government, the problem is that the government does not have its strategies. You remember the SPLM slogan that say taking town to the people, right? The reason why Dr. Garang say taking town to the people is that we want to engage youth from the villages. See, when you engage them, they will not have chances of they will be busy doing their own thing. Imagine we have about 80% of the youth are not doing anything. Do you think that it's easy to have a rebellion? We have to look at the side. If we are trying to mitigate reason, we are trying to manage the conflict. These are the issues. And it will continue if the government is not coming with anything. It will continue and continue and continue. You see?
There is nothing called.
And this is why
youth,
you say now there is individual interest. But individual interest is getting people from village, people who doesn't have anything to do, people who are not taken to school.
Youth in South Sudan, Brother Hassan, just hang on. If there is something called
and these
youth,
are the issues.
You know, Brother Gabriela mentioned earlier that those people, they said Kir is a Buna. You know, meaning a Buna. They said that he's a Buna. Because he's a Buna, they are taking advantages. We have to be honest here. They are taking advantages, even the youth. There is no such called youth in South Sudan because all the youth are divided into the parties, into the rebellion. No such youth in South Sudan. If there were a youth in South Sudan, they should be standing together instead of dividing themselves into parties, rebelization, and those who are standing with the government. They should be in one side, saying one word that we are one nation. We don't need rebellion, and we don't need anything called parties who are separating themselves from the government, and they are outside even. They are not even in South Sudan. They are abroad, somewhere else. And they are talking about the division.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Welcome, Brother Isaac. Jump in. Let me give this chance to Dr. Dengding, and then Isaac, you can take over. Yeah, go ahead.
No, welcome him. Welcome him first, anyway.
No. Just I need to greet you all. I'm listening. I'm learning because I was a bit late.
Yeah.
I think I drove home my kid to school. I just came now and opened the computer, and I got you people already started. And I don't know how far you have reached. This is my entry. So greeting to you, Ding, greeting to you, Agar, Abraham Madid, Hassan, Thea, Leah. Greeting to all of you and our audience. I will come back. Let me learn first. I will come in. Go ahead, Dr. Ding.
Okay, thank you. Well, I have three things to say here before actually I arrange them into 1 and 2, 3. Number one, I'm going to answer a question that was asked by my brother Olen Amom, that I condemn the killing of the bodyguards only killing for the bodyguards of Dr. James Wani Igga, but I did not condemn the killing of Salva Kiir Lual was killed by Bor Dinka. I did not condemn that. First of all, I always condemn killing no matter who did it and no matter who doesn't. I don't enjoy seeing killing in South Sudan. Whether you government killings who, or whether you individual, or whether you as a nurse or a government, whatever way, whatever you have, I totally always condemn any kind of killing. So if you did not listen to me when I actually condemned the killing of people in Shergat, by then it is unfortunate, and that could be a simple answer to you. You also say that NAS is the national movement, a national movement that represents all the interests of the people across the nation. I don't think if we have support from Northern Barakatal, for example, that are supporting NAS. I don't think if we have support from Western Barakatal. I don't think we have support from Lagos State, and if you don't have a support from Bantu, then you are claiming that you are national. Then unfortunately, you need to go back and define the term national. Okay? That's the answer to those who say that NAS is a national movement. NAS is not a national movement. NAS is a regional movement by definition. That's the answer to that question. Now, when I come back to number 3, Brother Hassan has mentioned something very important. Let's not ignore this. However, the use that Brother Hassan mentioned, that they were not engaged, I would not blame the government. You know why? The government is like a body. It's like your own body. If your right hand is paining, and left hand is paining, and legs, all parts of the body are paining, I don't know how your system in the body would fight to all those kind of diseases. This is what has been going on since the beginning of the independence of the Republic of South Sudan. People started fighting for the power, the politicians. And those who started fighting the power, where do they get the power? They go back to their communities and oriented their communities to support them. And because of that, government become weak. There's no way that the government would go to where I control, okay, and convince me. Then that give a chance to that politician to promote what he or she wanted. And that's what exactly has been going on in South Sudan. If the politicians in South Sudan were true politicians, what they would have been done in the very beginning, they would have actually built schools, where I agree with you, build a school in every village, so that the youth that you talk about would go to school and forget carrying guns. Because I believe that even in your own village right now, if you go there, you find that even a 9-year or 10 or 12 years old carrying guns. And that's the youth you're talking about. Do you believe that if that youth is not totally oriented educationally to forget about carrying the guns and think about the future, that youth, you cannot convince him or her. Okay? It is very difficult. So I blame all our politicians, where they just simply take their own tribes to support them, to get the power. And the power being a minister, and of course the term that are killing us South Sudan is honorable. Even a chief of the village want to be honorable in Juba. Okay? So, and in that case, we cannot run the government that way. Everybody wants to be called a title that you need to be honored. We cannot run a country that way. And that's why now people are taking advantage of Salva Kiir Mayardit. Because Salva Kiir Mayardit does not believe in killing his own people. Whether you are married to power of the army, or whether you are a politician. If you look at the peace agreement that he signs in the past, even there were some generals that were jailed, and at the end of the day, he forgave them. And when he forgive them, where did they go? To the bush. The same people that he forgive them are the same people that went to the bush and fight. So it is very difficult for the government that we have to correct the system of bringing youth to the table. But it's not too late. If the peace parties that signed the RCs, including even now there is another peace going on that including the NAS and NAS Paul Malunghawan and others parties that are not part of RCs. If they truly believe that the future of South Sudan is for the youth, including their own children, then they would have come together and forget about the fight and come together, and let the people choose the leaders. And then when the people choose the leaders, those leaders have to bring education back to the village. That's a part of bringing town to the village. And if the youth learn the fruitful of the future, you would find that those politicians who go back to their communities and get support from the communities will not get anybody. I always give an example as myself. When we went to Ethiopia in 1987, the only thing that I had on my mind was to go and get trained and get my Kalanchiko. Even there was a time that we used stones. We put them on the ground, and it stood on the ground so that you would be actually taken out of the line to go and join training. Okay, that was the only thing on our mind, that we need Kalanchiko, we need guns, we need training, we need to go back and fight, go back and fight. That's what we had. But in 1988, when they actually came back and opened schools in Panjadu, a year later, if you had to be recruited to the army, you went there and sneak yourself back to the camp. Okay? Because that we learn the importance of education. This is something that our leaders who claim themselves to be politicians. This is what they should have been done right at the very beginning of the independence of our country. You know, a good politician is the one that who convince everybody whether they like you or not. But if you divide people and say, oh, you know what, Hassan is Nuer, so it's not going to support me, and you are trying to target Dinka to be your supporters, you are not a politician. Or if you are saying that, oh, Dinka, I can't, and then you target Nuer to support you, you are not a politician. Or if you are from Bahari and say, I want all Bahari to support me, I don't care about the tribes, then you are not a politician. A politician is someone who plays the interest of the national, not the interest of family or regional. Play the interest of national. Okay, it's not just your own interest. And this is what has been killing us in South Sudan. My own interest. You hire me to be in the government. If you fire me, I'm a rebel. This is only South Sudan. The same Salva Kiir that you are rebel against his government will come and beg you, let have peace. And that's the weakness they see from Salva Kiir. Being a peaceful person, they have taken that advantage. So I totally agree with you. Yes, we need to educate youth, but in order to educate youth, to bring towns back to the village, it is the same leaders that always rebelled, that they want to sit down and say, you know what, rebellion is not a solution to our country, and is not a solution for the youth that are the generation that are coming. It is the same people to correct that system because they have already set up wrong system. Believe me or not, if these people cannot come together and say, hey, the wrong system that we have set up to rebel and come back through peace agreement is wrong, let's just come as one people and do election so that leaders can be free to go anywhere and talk. Now imagine now, Salva Kiir cannot go to Mayut, or for example, cannot go to like Lanya, for example. He cannot go to areas that are controlled by the rebels because for the sake of his security. Okay? But if our country actually has been in peace, he would have traveled everywhere to convince his people for the upcoming election. But now, who can do that? Even Riek Machar himself, if Riek Machar wants to run now, to run for presidency, you will not see him going to maybe Awul or Rumbek. He have an ideology that if I go there, you know, his people will say, no, you're going to be killed. Okay? See, that's the country cannot be in peace that way. So I urge all the politicians to come back to the table and come and agree together. They make a permanent peace so that people can have time to elect their own people, so that you will have time to go back to school and learn the difference between the bad and good, learn the difference between the better future, you know, and the worst future. I believe that if they do that, then your point will be valid. Otherwise, if all our politicians cannot do that, our country will remain continuous crisis and crisis. Remember, this peace agreement you see, RCs, the reason now they fail to implement the peace agreement or even the security, it is because of internal fighting. You see that the members of SPLIO are fighting among themselves. So they are fighting among themselves. Even within the government, there are people that are saying that these people cannot be brought. It's just a matter of interest. I want to get in, or I'm out, I rebel. You see now how people are switching. It is the same people that are confusing us. So we need to make sure that these people have to come together so our country is in peace. So we elect new people. Or if we re-elect people who are in the government, that's okay. But we need a permanent peace instead of killing and killing and killing. Sorry for taking time, but I totally agree with you, Hassan, Rosso Agar. Yes, we need to educate youth. We need to bring towns back to the villages. But we cannot bring them to the village when there is war, when there is a conflict. There's no way. So otherwise, let's pray for the peace. Let's try to convince our brother through social media. I know they will not accept us, but let's try our best, you know, to become as one people, one community, one nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Deng Ding. That's wonderful words. Let me welcome our new coming Uncle John Aterbang. Welcome to Link State Media. Brother Deng Kamis. Welcome to Link State Media. Happy Sunday. So you guys saw the topic about what happened in South Sudan on Wednesday when NAS forces attacked and ambush the bodyguard of South Sudan by President Dr. Wani Igga, and they killed 6 of them, and 1 wounded, and 1 is still missing. So that's the topic for today. Let me give this chance to Uncle Aterbang, and but we can speak English and Arabic. I think you're good in Arabic. I want you to, because this is a very important topic, need to reach all South Sudan, all South Sudanese. So I want you to press your opinion in Arabic so that our people can listen very carefully. So I'm about to take a break. I got my book, and Isaac, I will let you guys proceed here, take over the show. And so, Uncle Atir, it's your chance. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Uncle Malik.
Isaac, you can take over here because I need to be here with the people. Yeah, I need to
Okay.
talk today.
And then let Isaac control the show then.
Okay.
Okay, then no worries. I will go. It's Monday. It's Monday for me here. I will be going out shortly anyway, but I will try my best to bring it to control.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Abraham, you can go.
Thank you. Thank you مرة أخرى.
Go ahead. Yeah.
أنا بسلم عليكم كلكم الضيوف عليك الميديا المتحدثين كلكم. برادر دين كميس بسلم عليك. هابي ساندي. برادر دين دي. هابي ساندي. Isaac King Paul, happy Sunday. Brother Hassan,
happy Sunday to me.
Yeah, well, Sunday بتاع أمريكا طبعا. I know
Yes,
it's yeah. Monday. Yeah. And Agar, salam. Agar, happy Sunday. And I hope كلكم family is okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, أنا بسلم عليكم مرة أخرى وبشكر أخواننا المشاهدين everywhere وقاعدين نشاهد فوق الفيديو ده. طبعا توبيك اللي جبته فوق ده توبيك كويس وبتنتج انه نحن كلنا نتحدث فيه ونتكلم باعراف بتاعنا كابناء بتاع جنوب السودان. طبعا مشاكل بتتعلق بجنوب السودان وخاصه بتتعلق بمشاكل بين ريبل حكومه. انا واحد من الناس انا وعملت فيه توقيف بعد ما تم توقيع في تقريبا 2018 عشان زمن كنا قاعدين نعمل بايج هنا في الميديا اننا كنا عاوزين سلام يجي في البلد بتاعنا عشان الشعب بتاعنا يلمسوا استقرار والراحة. عشان الشعب بتاعنا تيب شديد جدا. يعني الشعب بتاع جنوب السودان بيعاني من الهروبات أكثر من 60 سنة. أكثر من 60 سنة الشعب بتاعنا بيعاني من الهروبات. عشان كده نحن قلنا نحن نعمل إجباري للبوليتيشن بتاعتنا بركة مقطع بتاعتهم في مجال بتاع بوليتيك في ساوث السودان عشان يقدر يجيبوا peace by all means. البيس باي اول مين ذات واي ادانا الحجم بتاع الحكومه الكبير اللي فيها 5 نواب بتاع الرئيس. لمين انه الرئيس بتاع الجنوب مجبور على راسه وكرعينه انه يقبل البيس اللي طلبته الشعب بتاع جنوب السودان عشان يكون في بيس في ساوث السودان باي اول مين. عشان كده الرئيس جنرال سلفا كير مياديت قبل انه يجيب البيس ده باي اول مين على حسب مطلب بتاع الشعب بتاع الجنوب. لو هو في ناس هناك بيقول انه البيس ده ما بيس على مستوى الشعب في جنوب السودان الزول ده قاعد يويست التايم بتاعه. الناس اللي هسه حاليا لسه قاعدين في الغابات لا زول اسمه جنرال توماس سيريلو ديل مجموعه من عصابات بتاع المجرمين اللي عملوا لوط الكانتري وعاوزين يسببوا حجج عشان يرجعوا لجنوب السودان على سبب انه في سكرات في جنوب السودان. لو انت ما فتحت لك باب بتاع سكره اللي بيقدر بيجيبك راجع لجنوب السودان انت ما هتقدر تكون عندك علاو للطريق اللي بيجيبك لجنوب السودان مره اخرى. فدي اول حاجه اللي قاعد يحصل عندنا هسه حاليا في الليل بتاع ايكواتوريا. والناس المتحدثين في ميديا هنا some of them كلهم ابناء ايكواتوريا particularly النساوين والبنات بتاع ايكواتوريا عاملين فيه politician وبعض من الشباب بتاعتهم بعض من الناس كبار برضهم موجودين هنا في ميديا معنا. الحمله بتوعهم قاعدين يعملوا كلنا كيال بتاع دينجا طبعا عارفين الحمله قاعد يحصل حمله مبرمجه ومدروسه ابن حال مصور كنايس حال مصور منظمات الموجود في بلاد اللي احنا عايشين فوق سواء كان في استراليا او في امريكا او في كندا او في يوروب. الناس دي كلهم اللي سموا انفسهم ابناء ايكواتوريا في ميديا اللي عاملين اجينست لبيس اجريمنت الموجود في ساوث السودان دي الناس اللي ما عاوزين استقرار للمواطن في جنوب السودان وبارتيكولا المواطن اللي عايش في المنطقه بتاع ايكواتوريا ريجون. يعني كل الهروبات اللي بيحاولوا انه يسببوها في ايكواتوريا ريجون هي يعني هروبات اللي بتدي تاثير مباشر للمواطن المسكين اللي عايش في القريه اللي عايش تحت الشجره بتاعه اللي عايش في البومه حقه اللي عايش تحت الجبل. يابا يجيب التعب ده وليس هو زول بيتحدث باسم ايكواتوريا الموجود في فيسبوك او في ميديا. اجل طبعا ان احنا يوم داك لما وقفنا قلنا ماذا نواجه معهم في الميديا هنا ان احنا كان سمينا كلام من الغاده بتاعنا الوقوع لاتفاق السلام خاصه من جنرال سلفا كير ميادي ودكتور ياغ مشا ومجموعات بتاع سوا مجموعات بتاع ايو على اساس انه عشان الفضل ده شان بتاع سياسيين اننا كابنا الجنوب الموجودين اوسط جنوب السودان ان احنا دشان لتلقى الليدر عشان يقدر يساوي الافكار بتاعتهم وليس ان احنا ندخل فيه النونسنج اللي احنا قاعد نعمله في الميديا هنا يعني حاجات اللي قاعد نتكلم فيه في الميديا حاجات قاعد نعمل له برمجه في الميديا كله فتن في فتن زرع الكريه زرع الفتن كيرينو ان احنا ما في اكثر مع انه كيف نقتل في الاهل بتاعنا سبيليا لو انتم شايفين براذر وسيستر الشيء بيحصل في ريجن إكواتوريا خاصة مناطق ما يسمى لانيا والدرما يي ريبا يي نملي والبقولو كايا كل مناطق ديل ابن حتى في ايسترن إكواتوريا وصلوا على مصودي في ايسترن إكواتوريا في بعض مناوشات امنيه قاعد تحصل هناك سمتايم كل محاولات دي محاولات عاوزين يستقطبوا عدم الاستقرار المواطن في تلك المناطق وكلنا بنحلم كابناء جنوب السودان ان ابناء إكواتوريا الموجودين في جنوب السودان وليس الموجودين في الميديا ناس بريئين في كل معنى كلمه في اشياء اللي بيحصل لابناء إكواتوريا اللي بيتحدثوا باسم إكواتوريا في الميديا على مستوى الميديا هسه حاليا لو حكومه كان ردت عن تلك المجموعات المشي عملوا امبوش لتلك الحراس لتلك الرئاس نائب الرئيس للدوله دكتور جيمس واني إيجا وحكومه عمل رد بتاعه لتلك المناطق اللي حصل فيه الجرائم اللي ارتكبت معناتها كل نفس المجموعات الموجودين في الميديا يعني معنا في فيسبوك او في يوتيوب ورايفر انا كان ميديا هم قاعدين يستخدموها هيجوا تعلين برا يا موزلايزيشن انه حكومه بيقتل في سبيليا وسبيليا ده بيقوم بيرجعوا بيعملوا حمله بتاع انه عاوزين تبرعات في ناس قاعدين يكوروا قاعدين بمويل عشان انه كيف يجمعوا قروش يعملوا تبرعات عشان يمشي يسرقوا الجبكان والذخيره لتلك الناس المجرمين اللي قاعدين في سيد الاشجار somewhere outside in Equatorial region. ان احنا بنقول لو هم الناس اللي قاعدين هسه حاليا في الميديا ده عاوزين كونتينيو بنفس الاساليب وعاوزين انه احنا جنوب السودان ده ما يكون بلد مسخر لنا هنا للاهل بتاعنا اننا محتاجين عشان يكون في سلام ويكون في بيس لمستوى حياتي اللي هم عايشين فوق برقم ظروفهم السيئه اللي هم عايشين فوق في جنوب السودان رقم مقطع سياسيه ولا ما يسمى بوليسي ايشوز من مجال بتاع البوليتيك ان احنا احسن ان احنا نوضع موقفنا نكون واضحين مستعدين ليل ونهار نرجع ميديا ونجي نعمل حمله بهذا الاسلوب لو كان حمله بتاع تبرعات ممكن نعمل حمله بتاع تبرعات يعني ما بزول بيقبل الابناء بتوعه يقتلون بطريقه بتاع دمبار والناس يسكتوا على كده حكومه لازم كمان يقوم بواجباته ما يتكل تلك ما يسمى مجتمع دولي يعني تلك مجتمع دولي صار عنده يد في الناس اللي قاعدين يعملوا كوربشن قاعدين يعملوا زرع الفتن في المجتمع الجنوبي اوسع نطاق خاصه في ريجن إكواتوريا ريجن إكواتوريا حتى كل منظمات ما يسمى AU متحده ناس UN ولا whatever تنظيمات دوليه موجود كل متركزين في ريجن إكواتوريا ونازل عمل بتوم عمل عكسي لتنظيم بتاع السيستم بتاع الحكومه بتاع جنوب السودان ديل اجين السيستم بتاع الحكومه بتاع جنوب السودان حجج بتاعتهم طبعا حجج معروفه طبعا في الجنوب اننا عارفين الشعب بتاعنا تعبان الشعب بتاعنا ظروف سيئه جدا مستوى حياتيه صعبه جدا فتلك الظروف الناس بيحاولوا يستغلوها سياسيا عشان يستغلوا فيه اهداف بتاعهم الضعيفه ما عنده برنامج وطنيه زي كلمه انا سمعت قبل بقول انه حاجه اسمها الناس قال ناشونال بارتي على مستوى جنوب السودان كيف بيكون ناشونال بارتي وباقي اجزاء بتاع الكانتري ما موجودين فيه زي كلام بتاع الدكتور دينغ قالوا ده ناس بتاع شمال باركدال ما موجودين فيه كيف يكون ناشونال بارتي ناس رومبيك ما موجودين ناس بقولوا شنو لا مريدي ما موجودين فيه ابن جوبا ذاته في مجموعه من قبائل جوبا ذاته ما موجودين مع توماس سيريلو اذا كان مجموعه كله قاعدين مع مارتن إليا لومورو قاعدين مع جيمس واني إيجا قاعدين مع ده بيقولوا جونسون جونسون جمع اللي هو رئيس هيئه الاركان الناس بتاع الجيش الشعبي في مجموعه كبير مع مبوتو مامور اوكي سيد صابوني عندك داك بيقولوا نادا مناصر ويايا اوكي مجموعه كبير من ابناء كاتوريا موجودين في الحكومه بتاع جنرال سلفا كير ميادي الناس دي ما عندهم سبورت في كاتوريا الناس عندهم سبورت في كاتوريا including جيش بتاع الأكيالي اللي هو القوات الدفاع جنوب السودان موجودين فيه آلاف من الضباط اللي مسوا الجنرالات ابناء إكواتوريا موجودين في تلك الجيش برقم انه بدا كل واحد قاعد يحسبوه قبيله دينكا معناتها انه الناس اللي قاعدين يسموا انفسهم ابناء إكواتوريا في ميديا الناس ديل قاعدين يخوضوا في مشكله ما بيقدروا عليه لو عايزين انه يتكلموا مثلا عاوزين يفصلوا إكواتوريا من بعض الجسم بتاع جنوب السودان عايزين ده مستحيل من المستحيلات وده من عجائب الدنيا ممكن لا يمكن يحصل في جنوب السودان في فتره وجيزه ولا فتره بعيده ولا أنا كان وقت ما هم يختاروها حاجه عند صعوبه ابن انظر للمثال بتاع جنوبين اكدوا فيكم ثمن اكدوا فيكم ضمن عشان جنوب ينفصل يكون دوله ما بالك في كتوره عشان يجي القسم من الجنوب يكون فاد يكون اوتسايد جنوب السودان افكار دي افكار سيئه افكار شيطانيه لا يمكن الناس يشجعوا تلك الافكار لا يمكن في دول ممكن يقدر يعيد تلك الافكار ابن حتى في كتوريا ما في ناس قاعدين يشجعوا الافكار دي نحن كلنا بنعمل against لتلك ممارسات خاطئه ممارسات against civilian in Equatoria region ممارسات ما بيدي استقرار لابناء إكواتوريا البريئين من تلك الجرائم اللي قاعدين يسببوا ما يسموا انفسهم ابناء إكواتوريا في الميديا كلام ده توتالي رونج ما في زول بيعمل سبورت لهذا الراي ونحن بندي مسج للحكومه بتاعنا يكون بير كارفول بالنسبه للمجرمين عاوزين يزعزعوا امن بتاع المواطن البسيط العايش في إكواتوريا المواطن ده منتج لاستقرار منتج لتقديم خدمات منتج لحمايه عشان المواطن ده لو جيش شعبي او جيش قوات دفاع جنوب قام رد لتلك المجرمين في الغابات لوك العسل في ودربه last month or last 2 months شوف الجاج جاب لمواطنين السبيلية الناس بقت تحت الاشياء حتى قسيس مطران بحالته قاعد يبكي في الميديا بحال المواطن قاعد فوق على الاطفال الصغار على الجاز على عيانين ناس اللي ما قادرين ما عنده قدره رساله يعني يقدر كيف يقدر ينوم تحت الشجره دول كلهم مجرمين اللي يصابوا لهم الاهانه دي لبتين انه الناس بتاع الدكتور قاعدين يشجعوا تلك الفوضى الاخلاقيه ده لبتين انهم يستمروا لهذا الاسلوب ده هو طريقه عشان يعملوا شيء انه يعملوا جوين لبيس اجريمنت توماس شيريلو ما عنده اي هدف سياسي ولا عنده اي نوع من اهداف استراتيجيه توماس شيريلو ده زول حرامي سرق جروج بتاع الجيش من الناس المطلوبين للعداله في الجنوب تات ان تايم حتى لو كان وقع اتفاقيه مع الحكومه برضه لازم يكون مجال العداله يعني تلك المعوقين بتاع الجيش الشعبي والجال السوداء والارامل بتاع الجيش الشعبي تلك الجنرال ما يسمى نفسه جنرال توماس شيريلو سرق جروج بتاعتهم لازم يقدموا له العداله ولازم باي طريقه باي طرق ممكن يقدموا لمسار العداله توماس شيريلو ده لازم يكون في العداله ده كلام بتاعي لكم وانا بشكركم ندي فرصه للاخوات ثانك يو
شكرا جزيلا جون أتربان مجاك أنا بشكرك بالكلمات بتاعك your speech is really very good how your points very nice to your perspective view how you see the things first of all because I need to apologize I just came in recently I didn't know how far people has gone in this topic is a very important topic and I have to thank brother Abraham Madid for bringing up this very crucial topic to discuss it today. On Sunday in America and Monday for us here in Australia is something that very appreciable. And I will never forget that. Second to it, I need to give my condolences and my sympathy to the families of the deceased, those who were killed, the innocent soldiers or bodyguards of the Vice President of Republic of South Sudan, Dr. James Wani Igga. Pay my respect to them and their families. And thirdly, I have condemned these things to the highest term level because before there is a violation of the Rome peace agreement. It's a waste of time. There is a peace they have signed in Rome, the government and the NAS. They have signed cessation of hostilities, which they have broken now, and they shouldn't be going to attack any government places anymore after they pin down, they put their signatures that they are in the process of the peace agreement. So does that show that you are looking for peace, or there is something hidden agenda, or you are just to mess up everything? Even if people are working steadily toward peace, still there are people who are pulling people back. Like what is going on around the social media. I've been watching in different media platforms. They are just advocating for the tribalisms and equatorianisms to gang up and do something to the government, and that thing will never give us any freedom or peace in the country. So I will not be talking because
في حاجه مهم جدا، في حاجه مهم جدا استاذ ايزك، حاجه مهم جدا انا داير اعمل تسيير فيه. اليوم مساله بتاع كاتوريا ريجون ده، كاتوريا نحن ناس كاتوريا ده هي اساسا كاتوريا ده ما قبيله. كاتوريا is the region like Barkadar region, like Afnal region. But تلك الناس اللي بيتحدثوا باسم كاتوريا هم اساسا عارفين سلفا لو زول يتكلم باسم قبيله بتوعه. سي انا مثلا انا من اجار، انا قلت انا اجار اجين الحكومه بتاع جنرال بكير ميادي، انا ما بمشي بقول اول ريجن Barkadar اجين جنرال بكير ميادي.
انا جاي فوق بس and نجي فوق نقولوا ده ما كله equatorian يا هو against the government, and it's not all the Dinkas who are against the equatorians. في grievances بعض الناس who are traditional المكاتب the سلطه ده مشاكل السلطه، ولكن في بعض الناس بمشي بشيل يقول يجمل الناس لما it's not for the whole region and not for the whole even the tribe. Only few individuals with the different interests, and these interests when they come together, even when they are given the position like what is happening in IO now, you can see they still come and fight, and they just disperse like that because they have different interests. They don't have one interest. I will not be talking much because I'm given a law to control the show. I will be giving the platform to all our brothers. Welcome, Gibril Alat, to see you again. Thank you so much for coming in. My brother Den Kamis is one who came after me. I've seen him, has not yet spoken. Welcome to Lagos State Media, and the floor will be yours. And thank you.
Okay. Thank you, brother, and all my brothers who are in the show and the viewers. So I see everybody contributing. The show has actually been taken maybe 2 or maybe 1.5 hour, and some people they already came and they left.
To 2 hours.
I believe.
It's be 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So thank you, Lagos State Media. You always bring up a very good topic, the issues of South Sudan. We don't actually need violence to solve them through the violence. We have to talk and try to find a common goal about our problem. So thank you, everybody. And Uncle Aterbang, and I try to reserve my word called uncle sometime when we talk in politics, so we all in the same boat. So if we don't recognize you that way, I apologize. That's our integrity as a South Sudanese and African in whole, because we honor our elders that way. So I'll leave it there. And I know the topic today is about the killing of bodyguard. Well, Vice President Dr. James Wani Igga, his bodyguards have been killed, and that's very demonstrated. My condolences to the families. Well, that's what I can say. First, before I go ahead and put in my comment about it. So we are with you, those who lost their loved ones, and God be with them. And South Sudan will be always thinking about them.
Thank you.
So that's what I can say. Coming back, um, we have our issue is so diverse and it's not easy to solve. Why? Because we don't have actually concrete evidence who is messing up the whole country. When you come and accuse somebody, I can say, okay, Isaac is a problem today, the one that messed up our show because he didn't control it the way I wanted and all these things. Then tomorrow, I will say, no, it wasn't Isaac, it was somebody else. Those accusations, they shift from one to from left to right. We don't keep them the same way. On this on this rebellion, it's a matter of wording them because anybody has to rebel and popularity. You have to be famous in your own tribes. That's what is killing our country. Even though people like Thomas Cirillo, I don't think there's anything that left that he actually needed in South Sudan because he took on what other human being might want to get. He took all of them. So it just what is his attention now is just try to gain popularity among his tribe so they will know him. He was somebody fighting for his tribe. That's what it is. When you work in the government, you took all take all the revenues that come to your department. Then who are you actually accusing that is actually displaying a corruption in the country? You yourself, you're corrupt. It starts from you, but we don't recognize that because when somebody actually try to mess up, that's what happened. Let's come back. I have to come back here. This issue of those sick bodyguard plus other two that were actually sustained some injuries. So this issue, it's not it's not going to be easy. It's going to be continued all the time. And the plan was it was actually to assassinate the vice president. That was the goal. And this is not, it did not come from somewhere. It's the action of people that are actually from his family members, those who are from his tribe. They know he traveled in that way, that road every time to go and visit his people around the area there in Lobolok. And that's why they have to ambush them. So to assassinate him. And I know the major point is all of them, in what is in their mind, they just try to mess up the country. If they happen to assassinate, I know we're talking about the bodyguard. They died. That's what we're talking about today. But if it was not those bodyguards that from the same tribe where the vice president came, and if the vice president happened to be assassinated on that day, they could have turned it around and said there was a Denka that assassinated him. That's the point here. This is the target here. So now, since everybody become aware what is going on, his own people want to assassinate him in connection to different a different tribe that they want to accuse the other tribe of assassinating him. So for them to mobilize the own Equatorian that are supporting that are part of the government, so that they can join them.
Yes.
This is what happened behind the scene, but the God is great. James Wani Igga is not going anywhere. As long you do not kill him on that day, make sure you are in you set up the fire on your own house. He's not going anywhere, and he will be a president, whether you like it or not. Because he's been there from that day one. That's what he grow up doing it. It become his career. So to me, we have the government have to be patient here. Because these people are, this group called NAS here is disturbing the peace. What they do over there is just a collective ideas and a collection of those who actually rob the government and they run away are the one that collecting themselves and they pretend that they have a peace agreement to sign in Rome. So that peace agreement is not existing. It's just a name of it. And these people, they are not even enough, and they cannot struggle, try to fight the government for that long. It's just because the government is trying to ignore it. The government have to be stepped up this time to stop that ignorance. They have to know exactly this thing is going to be worth some time in the long run. That's what I can say. The government have to be open eyes one more time and forget about that peace negotiation in Rome. It's zero. Nothing is coming out from there. That's why I'll leave it here, and I'll come back later. I have two cross points that came out from my brother that he spoke out earlier. There's one thing about youth not being controlled. There's nothing called controlling the youth. If I ask myself and I ask who are here with us on the forum here, we're not all youth. Well, before we become to the age that we are here, we have to have a determination. You have to know your destination, where you're going. You don't have to be mobilized or controlled by somebody so you can do something for the country. Yes, education is there, but education is cannot be taken to somebody's house by force and teach your kid. It's your responsibility. So the youth, there's no country is actually ruled by youth. I hear that every day is coming up, and these people are living here in the West. They are here in America. They are in Australia. They are in Canada. Go to your parliament or in the Congress. You go to the Senate. How old are those people there? They are the youngest of among those people. Maybe somebody 45, and all of them they are 90 years old. They are still they are in the Senate. They are in the Congress. What are you trying to tell us here? What country is actually belong to the youth? So, for me, do I have a right to tell my dad, you go and sit down because I am here? We have to work together with my dad so he can show me what he's actually been doing for these years. But you cannot come and tell me because we're not youth have to be a separate political organization, and the Renders will be a separate organization. This is really a wrong teaching. We are teaching ourselves, we are teaching our kids the wrong way. So whoever is capable to work in the government, you have a vision, you want to do something that belongs to you. It's not belong to somebody else. You don't have to go and mobilize another youth to come and implement your vision. That's yours. You have to promote it yourself. So for me, I have to say that I really disagree with that. And there is another thing that is actually being misquoted here. When John Garang said, take down to people, it's just a word. And it's just a word. It doesn't have to be repeated every day. These people are trying to confuse us because of John Garang said this, and this is John Garang is not here. He's not implementing any law. He's not speaking up for us anymore. He already did his part, and he said his word, and what he fought for, that's what he's already done. If you don't want to see what you want where to bring the country, that's your own problem. So we don't have action. You have to take down, just pick up the town and take it to the village. That's why they have the MPs. That's why they have another teacher. So if you said the youth doesn't want hinders, then who is going to teach those youth in the village? Those hinders, they are the one that actually educated. So we cannot just pick up the town. The town, you do it your own way. Whether you are business, you are the one that taking town to village. Whether you are a teacher, you're going to teach there. You already took town to the village. Whatever activities that you do, that's what is that's the meaning of taking town to the to people. It's not because the government can just pick up the town and take it there. You don't have to take.
The word is development, which is
Yes.
that's what the
Yes.
gonna mean, town to the
Yes, to the village is a development, but the development is not the government. It's you, your
Yes.
own house. When you have money, you go and build your own house in your village. That you already took town to the village, so you don't have to go and look for somewhere another town to bring to your village. You already take it there. So what do you want to tell us here? You open the shop as a business guy or a business woman, then you already took the town to the village. So for me, I have to stop here because it's just a misunderstanding, and I cannot say it's a misunderstanding because people use it actually purposely try to confuse the situation. But human being, whoever is living, is the one that set his own rule. We are here to set our own rule to govern ourselves. You cannot tell us your granddad said, your grandfather said it 50 years ago, so you want us to follow your grandfather step. It don't work that way. You yourself, you set your own rule how to govern yourself. I have to stop from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Den Kamis. I appreciate your words. You really emphasizes every single points that we need to be discussed in this topic. Namshi straightly ak Jibril alert. أنا شافك هنا أنا كنت شافك قبل كده لكن أنا كان سايق العربية أنا ما سمعت what you have said and what has been going on. أنا كان شيل يال في مرسى ورجوع. فضل في Lake State Media please. Yeah. Hang on. Unmute yourself. I'm trying, but I can't do it here. Yourself there. Unmute it. Yes. Very. No, Danny. After. You unmute yourself. You have. Aywa. Halas. Shunu. What's going on here? Yeah, go ahead.
It's from you there.
No. It's not from me. It's your side.
ده منك انت هناك. خلاص. شكرا ايضا. تحياتي للمشاهدين الكرام في استديو بتاع ليك ستيت ميديا، وايضا تحياتي للمشاهدين من خارج الاستديو وداخلها. أخي أتربان أقرمبوك أيضا تين أن دين كميس أن دكتور دين أولا أكرر نترحم لشهداء الأحداث المتفرقة في السودان، إن كان في تونج وإن كان في لبنوك وإن كان في شركات وإن كان في أي جزء من بقايا الوطن. أنا قبل شوية يعني مشيت إلى جزء من السوشيال ميديا آخر، فرأيت إن المسألة مدججة بكل أكاذيب، ومدججة بكل ما لا يقول الإنسان ولا يقدر أن يميز بين الحق والحقيقة. يعني الكذابون والذين يريدون يتحدثوا في القنوات ولا نعتبر وهي المسائل العنصرية. فإن العنصرية لا بيت للعنصرية، لا دولة للعنصرية. لا يمكن في العالم أن تسمى بهذا الدولة هي دولة العنصرية، وإنما الدولة تسمى بالاسم. هذا رسالتي إلى الآخرون الذين يتحدثون باللغات المختلفة، وكنتم تتحدثون بالعربي فافهموهم. ان كنتم لا تحدثون بالعربي ويترجم لكم باي اللغه التي تفهمون. ده مسج بتاعنا لهم. نمبر واحد، انا ادين حادث اغتيال والراس بتاع النائب الرئيس الجمهورية جنوب السودان. أدين وأكرر أدين 3 مرات إن أعمال البربرية الذي ارتكبوا الجماعة بتاع الفريق الهارب، سموه الفريق الهارب، توماس سيريلو، ويدعوا بالمسؤولية ارتكاب الجريمة. فنطلب من المجتمع الدولي أن ينظر إلى هذا، من الذي يوقع الاتفاقية مع الطرف الآخر ويقوم بالاغتيال الأبرياء. هل كانت هذا مع اختيار رئيس الجمهورية؟ إما مسج رسالة إلى رئاسة الجمهورية تحت رئاسة الرئيس سلفا كير بأننا نحن قادرون على اغتيال أي أحد من أشخاص في رئاسة الجمهورية، أو الاقتلاع نظامك الحكومي على قوتنا. دي كان هذا المسج. فعلى رئيس الجمهورية أن يدرسه بالطريقة السليم، وعلى قوات الدفاع جنوب السودان أن يدرسوا نقاط ضعفهم. جاءت إفادة كاذبة، والذي أخرجني من الاستوديو بتاع ميديا ليك ستيت ميديا أن أبحث، وكنت في اتصال مع شخص شاهد العيان أفادت أنه هذا كلهم لقد كانوا يريدون مغادرة لبنان حوالي الساعة 4 عصريا، وفي طريقهم إلى الجوبا وقعوا في الأنبش. ومن ثم ادعوا الآخرون إن الحراس تبغوا في القرية لبنان وكانوا يريدون أن يستخدموا أغراضهم الشخصية. لا يمكن لأحد أن يصدقوا. إذا كانوا يريدوا أن يستخدموا أغراض الشخصية فأين نائب رئيس الجمهورية؟ كان النائب رئيس الجمهورية معهم في أغراض الشخصية، أو ما الحراس كانوا وحدهم؟ لا يمكن للحراس أن يبقوا وحدهم والرئيس الجمهورية بطريق الآخر. هذا كذب لن يصدق الأحد إلا المتآمرون أن يصدقوا بالباطل. يا أخوتي، علينا نقول الحقائق. الحقيقة حق. ثانيا، مسألة الإدعاء وتحرك بالأكاذيب على رمى شبكة الصيد إلى توني، ومن توني إلى هذه الشركات، ومن هناك إلى هناك، وهي الطريقة الوحيدة يريدون أن يقتلع جذور الحكومة بتاعت سلفا كير والنوابي لما يكون بهذا المثل. العدالة تجري مجراه والجيش تتحقق مصالحه. من خالف اتفاقية بتعهدنا فعلى الجيش أن يرد كما كانوا يفعلون من قبل. إذا الجيش لم يقدر أن يفعل ذلك فلا قائد رئيس قائد الجيش أن يوضح إلى شعب جنوب السودان بأننا ليس قادرون على دفاعكم. قائد الجيش جنوب السودان عليه أن يوضح إلى شعب جنوب السودان إننا ليس قادرون على دفاع أي شبر أو أي مواطن من مواطني جنوب السودان. فعلينا أن نستمع ذلك إن كان فعلوا أو لم يفعلوا. نمبر 4، نحن في الميديا هنا نناقش وندين بالإجماع ونرسل وقفتنا لمن تضرر في الأعمال الأدائية. نحن دائما نوجه صوت الوحدة والتوحد، وإن كانوا لا يريدون الوحدة والتوحد فعليهم أن يفكروا ما يفعلون. حق فعلوا، فكروا وفعلوا، أجرموا وقتلوا الأبرياء ورسلوا رسالتهم إلى رئاسة الجمهورية بأننا قادرون على إجلاء حكومتك صح؟ مسجم صح، لكن نحن شعب جنوب السودان لم نقف مع القاتل أو نحن نقف مع المجرم الذي يقتل الضعاف، إنما نقف مع من ينادي بصوت الحق وبصوت الشعب. عليها نقف معه أنا كشخص أقف لمن ينادي بصوت الشعب وليس من يقتل المظالم. هؤلاء كلهم أجرموا، سرقوا، نهبوا الثروات بتاع جنوب السودان. إن كان توماس سيريلو نهبوا إنه ما كان نائب الرئيس هاي الأركان للإدارة وذهب بهم وتمرد عليهم. ماذا يطالبوا في جنوب السودان أن يحققوا؟ لا يقدر أن يعدل أي شيء، أي مسار، ولا يقدر أن يقود للمناجل يعني التغيير، إنما التغيير لسرقة الثروات يمكن أن يحصل، لكن ليس تغيير لتنمية جنوب السودان. آخرون كذلك هكذا. إذا كان العسل غير قادر مستقبلا، غير قادر على توحيدنا والإجماع صوت الشعب وإحقاق مصالح بتاع الشعب، فأهلهم أن يذهبوا يعلنوا ضعفهم بأن نحن غير قادرون وعلينا أن نترك المساح إلى آخره.
جبريل لقد مات شيء يقولون لها الوطنية، فالوطنية قد مات ومات في جنوبنا الحبيب.
لم تموت وطنية أبدا، إنما مات القبلية. مات القبلية اللي هو مات، لكن الوطنية لم تموت في قلوبنا.
فشعب جنوب السودان
لسه عايشون،
شعب جنوب السودان قد صبر
عاشقون الوطنية
لا محل لها ولا حدود لها، وانا لا اعرف اين ستذهبون.
هذا سؤال تتوجه أن من فضلك أشكرك أخي أجار، ونطلب من الهوست ايزاك تين أن يصبر لنا أن نكمل رسالتي. إننا أوجه رسالة وليس مناظرة تلفزيونيا، وإنه مناظرة تلفزيونية.
تفضل.
Just short minute I will finish mine. Yeah. فأنا بقول الكلام ده على أساس إنه شعب جنوب السودان يستمعوا. نحن في لاجي ستيت ميديا، المشاركون في لاجي ستيت ميديا ليس قبليون، لا هذا ولا هذا، لا نشبع. نحن لم نشجع العنصريون ولم نشجع الذين يسببون القراب. نطالب بتصليح وتوحيد المجتمع، نسيج المجتمع جنوب السودان. من لا يريد الوحدة جنوب السودان ويترك ساوث السودان ويذهب إلى ما يريد أن يدخل فيها. هذه آخر كلامي.
كلام جميل. الله شكرا جزيلا. شكرا جزيلا جبريل للتوحش للمتحدث التاكي. تمام جدا. نجار فضل.
اوكي شكرا يا اخي ايزاك تينغفول واخوي جبريل. كل ما نطلب الوحدة الوطنية لجنوب السودان بدون تفارق، بدون قبائل. فكلنا نطلب أن يكون إخوة، أن يكون إخوة في جنوب السودان، ولا نريد anyone ولا واحد تكون في محل لا غريبة من بلادنا. فكلنا نعود إلى البلد بصوت واحد وجهد واحد ونكون كلنا كجنوبيين بدلا من نكون من أحد الأهالي، وكلنا نطلب من أشقائنا أن نكون واحدا ونمثل جنوبنا كوطن واحد فقط. For those who are not listening in Arabic, I will switch into English. The only thing we request from all South Sudanese as one people, one nation, is that we need to come together as one country. There's nothing would be called a tribe or this state is belong to this person and this state is belong to these people. So we just need one unity. We need to be united as a youth, especially those who are calling themselves our youth. We need to come together as youth, and we don't need our politicians to influence us and to take a side, whether Agar will go right and Isaac will go left, and Deng will go forward, and some people are going backward. We need to control all this as youth. And I can tell you guys, if youth came together and unite, Upper Nile, Greater Barkadal, Greater Equatoria, we come all of us as South Sudanese people, as one nation, we can defeat anybody who's called himself a rebel or even the government. If he's not supporting us as youth of the nation of South Sudan, we can still go ahead with it and we will be successfully there as one nation. But if we divide ourselves into the politicians, so for example, I can say I'm with the Turbang because this and this, and then Isaac will say, oh, I'm with the Deng Kamis. So this is our own rebellion to bring South Sudanese people in one place. That will never happen because we will still fighting like that, and then the rest will come after us, and then everything will continue just like that. The important thing is that we come together and we say one word. We need this, we need this. We don't need this, we don't need this. Instead of fighting each other every year, every month, everything has been complicated. The suffering people now, they are not politicians. They are not even rebels. They are not even government. They are civilians. Civilians are those people who are suffering a lot in South Sudan, whether you are in diaspora or back home. Truth has to be said, my people. So I will stop there and give the rest chances.
All right, Gabal, before the rest come in, I would like to give us ourselves just 2-minute breaks to play a music of Emmanuel Kembe that can remind us what we are doing here. We have to remember where we are and who we are. So that song, I really like it, and it's matching with the topic of today. Please just bear with me 2 minutes, please.
Going to the promised land. We will stand beside you. We will raise our hands. We will walk behind you, going to the promised land. We will stand beside you. We will raise our hands. We will walk behind you, going to the promised land. We will stand beside you. We will raise our hands. We will walk behind you, going to the promised land. We will stand beside you. We will raise our hands. We will walk behind you, going to the promised land. Minakulu, Timuka Wabu, Ashelegada, Murka Wabu, Ashelegada, Minakulu, Timuka Wabu, Ashelegada, Murka Wabu, Ashelegada, Minakulu.
Shukran Jazilan. I really appreciate your patience. The audience and the panels for being patient to this song is very meaningful. What we are all doing here, for those who are rebel, they call themselves rebel, whether you are in South Sudan or you are in diaspora, whatever you are doing, it seems that you are harming other tribes that you aim, or other communities or other states. But all of us, as a South Sudanese collectively, we are in the same boat. Remember that in your mind, we are in the same boat. What you are doing outside, it will come back to you. So that is the meaning of Nuna Kullu for Markab White, Emmanuel Kembeindu Agani Hilwa Jiddan, التجاب بتاع الصورة بتاع السودان وجنوب السودان كهر. نرجع لكم. Aywa.
I just need to respond to our brother David Jones. He said that peace should not be preaching peace. Why are we preaching peace?
Asma, I can just advise you. David Jones is already. I've been seeing what he has been writing is not that will bring peace, or what will bring what he is in his mind is something different from what. Yeah. Anyway, just respond. Right. But that thing, don't worry about it. These are the people who are.
Don't respond it. Don't respond it, Agar, please don't respond it.
It's writing.
Don't respond
it. Right.
Leave it like
different.
that.
These are people who are pulling the country backward. They don't have a vision. Mindum subur. They are not into masasiye. Yani kulizol dari yemshi gidam. At the same time. Lakin David.
Let me say this, Isaac.
But in the politics, Isaac,
I want to say this. Sorry,
and Gabriel.
Sorry, the thing I want to say like this, Isaac. نحن ما عندنا قضية بينتي السياسيين يكونوا مكوناتهم سياسيين يعارضوا بعضهم يطردوا بعضهم، لكن إذا نزع إلى فتيلة قبلية فعليهم أن يدرس رد الفعل بتاع القبائل، عليهم أن يدرس رد الفعل. أخوة موجودة حاليا ما أخوة بتاع المونجان رام، ده ما أخوة بعدين، ده أخوة بتاع الجمهورية جنوب السودان، كلهم بيحاسبوا المتورطين في حكومة بيحاسب إذا في محاسبة، إذا صلحوا البلد وهم علوم التقدير، علوم الشكر والتقدير عشان جابوا السلام وعشان جابوا التنمية وعشان جابوا الناس كده. فعشان كده بقول إذا أردت الحكومة خليها عن طريق الحزب ليس للقبلية، فالقبلية ما له معارضة. That's it.
كلنا نوقف كده في زول جا هنا الاسم بس الاسم براو ودي كلمة ما تمام عليه رنيت ولا موغنين موغنين إذا ما زار كويس
No,
في
no,
الكاميرا
it's okay.
The reason I was creating this one, but I'm sorry for that. I apologize. For my brother Jabrin, you have been talking in many media.
Your camera is blaring. Is still giving us suspicion. You can see your face clearly, and the name also is a bit offensive. We don't know what is coming with you and who are you exactly. Can you express your names?
My name is Makurdeng.
Makurdeng.
Yes, and Manchak.
Okay, Makurdeng, go ahead.
My brother Jibrin was been in many shows, but he's talking tribalism. But what is concerning you about tribalism? We are talking about the government and the cooperation with hukuma da bishakal kef ushogol taw bamshi kef yao gani woni ma ga woni kalange belia ana gani shufi ya shogulu uma gani woni wada yani zai indu haja kile firazi mijaja ho yao kalam da na msibi show ashan wada olo ashan wewe fahamu
خلاص قبل جبريل يجوبوا أنا يزادوا على هوس Isaac تيانو بول أنا بجوب أنا ببدأ بالاسم إذنك تربان أنا ببدأ بالاسم يا ماكور الاسم ذاته وديك بقول له موغنين ده براو it will if we can determine or just to explain what do you mean by such a thing. We know a mog we know a mog kune ben betin ben betin and you cannot call thing. Yeah, that is exit. A mog is exit.
No, Isaac. Forgive him.
In this show, Kubaram ban attack with the wrong name, with the wrong picture. Your picture is not clear to us to know you, who you are. This is we need to be civilized. Oi buga jamiyit kubin koroda lek buroda tweeted ko diga militi. Kana cho door kan
No, it's okay.
Okay. Keratin wajah jagam.
Your house, Isaac, your house. Makur. Makur.
Next time I will say the name. I will give you
ya Gabriel ce mu kut ba in bere bere wa
bajam to monja no awi ba fole ba viji dan kinu lo
mudu na apology
the general lan to arab na kai de kan dage
no people
brother
okay
brother Gabriel Isaac, let's do this. Makur, you need to find somewhere your picture will actually be clear, so you can speak. And what is your point? The topic is there. The topic is about bodyguard, our vice president bodyguard that actually were killed this week actually. So, what is your point? What's your take? So that's what we're talking about here. If you have any cross point that your brother Gabriel did not actually put it right way, the way you want it, then you can correct it later on.
Okay.
I stop there. Yeah. Sorry.
My point to that, because I'm not a politician, I'm not a government official. No problem. This one was being attacked, but I don't really take a clear information. But I came from my brother government to tell him the tribalism is not right. That's what I came. I don't know what is happening. I didn't take a clear information.
So only Gabriel that you have heard from him, and you ever read the topic that we are discussing here?
We was been in another show this evening, but I didn't get a chance to tell him, but
No.
that is why I came to this show.
All right. So you came to this show specifically for Gabriel Alert. Anyway, it's all right. Jonathan Bang, just drop your word or agar, and then we'll just.
Mine is very short. So let us go. You can drop among in. Level drop Chanian in the Caribbean.
I was just coming to come and attack Granatial Gabriel Alert. You can different shows in media. Check on that. So Kato Gatana Chenagabian among in. And the name could your camera de Blair.
Isaac, we're quite die, we're quite team. He hadn't a gula lekum. About me that it column of you, Barcelona, Barcelona, Mamalapina, Mamalapina, Besop, Dadipana, Kum of Daddy was Sudan. And then mother Kalam, mother and Parker, why she have a North media, why she are never good North media, or I'm a media. But Hajawa had better could their job, the Calambita, brother Agar, can now the job, the Calambita, Zolka of come and take it. I'll come and book to Buteheda. It will look at to Balcom. Look at to Balcom become another Ghana to border. This is a big problem. Gadi accused Shabata Sudan. I'll come another Ghana to Budin. Is a physical opinion how the job are come on Katabo, Maputa do allow. I can with the first commander, with the first Tariga, Alindu, Yanu, Umanaz Sede, Loma or Rome, Kapasil, Bital and Mushila, Almojuti, Juba Sudan, Chapter, Juba Sudan, Mabia Farm. Pashab Betana Shab Makula. Shab Makula, say Mabugul Manatu Makula, can't Bugul Manatu Makula. And then the Shab Makul to Master. And then a few Ajak Katir and then Mamble in Mabo, Masai Lama. So Kalanda totally is not their wife. Yes, supporting the Kolu, I use all out the door by the common. And I'm going to come on, and no could have a ship common, and number one could have a ship common. Put up a job by the common. Yaru Kulum another vegetable. Common or common again is. Then as and Guardian Yamul again is Akum of Tajurup. Then as Yamul again is the support of Takum of Tajurup. Where is on the right? It can depend on Nepso. Al Marzan do Haki Gul, my good, was all Yamul depend Akuman do Haki Yamul depend my Yamal. So Kulzon the right to South Sudan, Mabzol man to right. Mabzol Mam was reading the Zoltan. So the Hajan there was all. The manager the Zola Lassa Kabichua just Mamunginda. Kilma Munginda Barrow. They bore in all the Zarikar and Chabaka. Bichatna and a cabna, you know, Pianu Mamulim, Bimasai Lam, Ugal Kalambe clear. Mazo CS, well, and Alaka Machaki here. Manatawa, and set up sexy. We set up sexy there. Mamma Pruta, the give up his charges out. That's the room of Lumbara and Gaja see there, what the Oh, Lopia, that a good outside, I'm going to go and a good point.
Aja de Kander Nogulu, El Zol El Gibela Gar Kander, Jobo Kilmatu. Ukatab Hajat Batal says, and it's something that if we refer back to it, Mabashina Gidam, and in the language is using even is all abusive, is not constructive, and if you mind do conclusion, Alua Bigibna Sawa, Fiajet Katir, Fiajet and can be ignored. For Yao Kalam Gibela Gutale Agar. We have there are some people that we can ignore the messages, and if we get the quality of the message is important, we can bring it on. But if something that is taking us back, or somebody who is hatred, these are the things that we don't need to bring on.
Yes, my what those and so this with David keep the Marada. What those is a big problem in South Sudan. It's a big problem in social media. And what those with David da. Yani zolda za ma doyi ayyo hogu garu da fe fogu. Alasa
the captain of the ship is not fit to sail the ship. This is what this speaker is saying. And this is also the reason tabled by NAS.
Yeah. You see?
Imagine. Those are Tamar.
Mayao?
Table it by the NAS.
Waladi mane command ka dolta. Kumala tamu complain by this question.
Isaac.
Well, let me
welcome say Ajam Dol Kolom Kalamo. I my jaga Kolom Kalam. It has that with the stupid Milan Rice with Tom. اللي هم اللي بيكتبوا ده انت بتستفيد منهم ذاته عشان تقدر انت تعمل لهم السكيل توم وفي تقدر منك انت، فده ما مشكله. خلوهم ديفيد ده يتكلم والباقي يتكلم، نحن بنلقى منه جود انفورميشن. اما موضوع بتاع اخونا قبيل ليش ولا مريال جابر من جابر ويت بالك تو كده شيء كونفيوز لانه تو ايا يوك تو كده غار جديد وشاك ديد كوشيت جديد انه غير جلو تنك او غو دي شا جوين لانه لانه هو ما واجدون one group فهو كيك وقام يزليك كاي كده بالما هو غبي بالليل انه غير راجل اللي اللي جابلوين فين بالك كي من كده جبلين شغاله انا اللي رصاد كي يشول كلمه يعني بلا لا ده كان بيني
Let's go back to the topic. Jibril, let's go back to the topic. Yep. Let's go back to the topic.
Still, we don't need to go back into that thing. Is somebody who want to distract us from the topic that we are here. That topic is where we can stick on. First of all, I would like to welcome on board our brother Abang Majok to the show. We have been talking and he just came in now. Welcome to the show, brother.
Brother Isaac.
Thank you.
Alert and Natal Bang. I was there. I was following, but I just was watching.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm at work. I just want to say hello to you, and I will not be talking much. The topic is really very interesting. If I have a chance, I would have talked much about it. But, you know, sometimes it is good to know a different view and understanding from the different mentality of how they put their word. Yes, there are a lot of things to be said, especially about the government. I can say that if there is something wrong at the side of the government, I will say some individuals are wrong. And we need to make accountability to those individuals who does the mistake, but not collectively. Because as we South Sudanese, we bring one thing which was not in our chemistry. The question of assassination, to kill somebody in cold blood, we don't have that in our culture. But it is something intruding into our culture. So what do we want? And then the people put the blame on each and every one, on the government later on, that the government does. You know, the crime in the world or in the first world are more than what is happening in South Sudan. How many died per day? I tell you, it's in New York. Isaac, you are in Brisbane, and I am here in Sydney. We always read of all the crime happening: shooting, killing. A man killed his wife, a son killed his father, and the family are gunned down in a cold blood. All these things are happening on a daily basis, but they are not counted on the government. They are counted to be a crime, and then they have to be investigated. So all this and that are there in everywhere in the world. But in our case, as a South Sudanese, we always blame. We have got a blaming game. Even some criminals, they have to get different, and they can kill one another because of their interest will be put on the government. But the government has nothing to do with it. There are things to be accounted to the government side. Okay. And these things, because institutions have got, everyone has got his director. You have to be counted to somebody who is in charge of that unit or whatever he is. And then you have to bring to the law. But here, in this case of what you brought up here, the assassination of the bodyguard of Dr. James Wani, it was a well planned. It was a well planned, and they mean to kill him.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That was all the intention. But unfortunately, they failed to do it. In this case, because somebody there seated and he takes the responsibility, he says that he is the one who does it. Okay? Here, we are not considered it as a crime. We consider it a crime, but which he does by individual. We know him, Thomas Cirillo does it. We are not going to investigate, but what will be the consequence? It is because you cannot leave the people on the table of peace talk and come and try to step at the back, assassinate the people.
Yeah,
this is stepping at the back. Means that you don't want peace. So the government has to put in that way that this guy doesn't want peace, and if somebody doesn't want peace, you know how to deal with it. But again, there are a lot of mistakes happening at the government side. We should not be silent. We have to tell them out. Like the incident happened in Tone East, which is Luanjang. This is really a crime against the humanity. Even though I am a supporter of the government, I'm a member of the SPLM, I am not tolerate to forgive that one or to leave it unless the law is taking course. Because the government or the army is responsible for protecting the civilian. He is not responsible of killing them. Whatever. This is a crime against humanity. And we are, as the people of those particular part of the country, we are asking our government to bring these criminals into justice, to be accounted for the deaths of the civilian. There is no forgiven from there. We can. This is the law. Will, if the law come and acquit them, then okay, we will say that they are free, not guilty. But they have to be brought into the law. Those who are responsible of killing the civilians, because these are the civilians of the nation. They are not a rebel. They are just a civilian living their own life. Then they got killed in their protector, which is the army of the nation. So those people, generals who are in charge of that one, they have to be brought before the law. I have a lot to say, but due to my situation, I'm at the place of work, which will not allow me to go more than what I have said. Thank you very much. Like said, media always is a platform to say whatever or to speak your mind, what you have to say. So for me, I will say thank you very much. The leg said administration, the audience, and all the viewers. Thank you very much for giving me a chance.
You are welcome, Agwek. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate your point. We left with 12 minutes to close down because it's now 2 hours and 48 minutes here. We will be closing at 3 hours time. So we need to go to just say your words and you conclude and say bye to the community. I will start with my brother Den Kamis to drop in his words, and then we move on to Jabril to Aterbang, Agar, and then we close down.
Yeah, I've not much to say. I wish you all the best. And if I get a chance in the other show, I will be there to talk more.
All right.
Let's say to all gentlemen, Den Kamis, Aterbang, Agar Mabok, and Isaac, then and all the rest, which I never mentioned their name. Thank you very much. And I will be out such that and I'm still watching.
All right, no worry. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Um, okay, thank you.
Isaac, it are في
I
حاجة
was
أنا كنت قاعد
actually
أجاوب
dropped.
لأنكل أقول قاعد طلع هسه طبعا في كلام هو جاب
Uh,
هسه أنا
uh,
أعمل كونكت
uh, let,
كونكت
let,
topic بتاع ده.
أنا عارف even me أنا كان داير نجاوب لكن أنا بجاوب.
Uncle,
He's listening now. He will be listening.
Uncle,
Yeah.
I go
Uncle,
ahead then. I go ahead. Go ahead.
yes, yes. Thank you for realizing that. Here is a lot raised his hand. Can you talk to him?
Yes, go ahead.
Gabriel, he raised his hand. That's why I stopped. I saw him raising his hand.
All right, Jibril.
All right. Yeah. I want to just excuse you that I'm starting job. So, and I will drop off. So I will just want to conclude what happened in the show end of today. The agenda of today, actually, thank you, Dan Kamis. And I would like to thank all of you, audience and the viewers who are outside of the studio. And I thank also my brother, Agwang Majok. It's the second time to meet him today. Let me seeking for unite our voice and our message, and we send it to all who are watching us. And I would like to say that thank you for all of you who are watching us. And I would like to thank also Isaac and his team in the Lagos State Media, including my brothers Atterbang, Isaac Gar Deng Mabok, Kujenka Deng Kamis. So, and we are dropped here, and a Jalan Loloi. So, Nano, so it would be correct. So I'm very proudful in my word. I believe 100%. I say it in Arabic. But there's somebody who does not understand Arabic, you have to learn or have to ask to be translated to him. So that is my last words. Thank you. Shukran. Bye bye.
Shukran.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I have to come back and put in my last word. Thank you one again. Uh, Unless I think you guys had a show yesterday, and that show was actually interesting, but I did not make it. Always, it's very good to be proud of yourself, what you're doing. So you people of Lagos State, particularly, doing a great job. And my point of yesterday's show, since the whole state agree to hand over their guns, so it will be good for the government to deploy those who are actually assigned for a disarmament to the border that actually consider a threat neighbors. So that army has to be put there. That will save life of people, and that will actually avoid people going back and buy another gun. So that's all what I can say. We learn for the pay. Koi kuna learn for the chicken loy. Keep it up. Don't be discouraged. Loy. Job very slow. Collecting. Letwin. Number two, no ichiwama lwen war. Children, I don't wait something away. The comedian guy. But quite.
Come on now, it.
Yeah, about business. Be quite low business. The foreign big job to do. Yeah, the way in the vinegar job you have to be quite poor. Meet Kawan Yaka Ben Rai take a call produce, then they will run away by themselves. But if you telling them leave, Tonga can then but Lakina Joko Louis of Pagana put the chum Kajua Junika Cham, Yakala transport somewhere, then the market will not be actually valuable there. And they will start leaving one by one. that's how the
No.
business works. Yeah, that chopped it. So Ian, keep it up. Back to our close my argument here on the topic of today. My uncle Agwet, yes, the reason of disarmament, what happened in Toin, I believe we went through that for almost a month now. We have been condemned, and it's sometimes sad when we bring it up again. It's actually bring back a bad memories to
Memories.
the people. To me, I would say let's just leave it there to the hand of the government. Yes, the government. We cannot say those Jorans who actually assigned here. They are actually did the mistake. Which I cannot be judgmental here, but those who actually were actually in active duty on that day that caused the chaos, that killed those civilians and some soldiers as well. They die in that event. Also, what we can do is just to try to let it go, and we just let's see what the government is actually trying to do about that case. I would say let's just let it go. We already condemn it. All of them. We can justify who is guilty and who is right. The law of the disarmament will deal with whoever caused it. And if there's other civilians that were in a part of the issue that caused the problem, they can be actually can be questioning by the government too, because they are the same one people. That's what I can say. Next time, I know your feeling. You came from there, but we went through this multiple times. We condemn it, and we don't want to bring a sad feeling back to the people that are actually try to, especially like you yourself. We will keep bring it back. We will. There's time you're not going to be happy when somebody bring a wrong answer to you, and somebody will give you a wrong answer about it. Then it will be a bad. It will be a bad idea for us to keep bring it back. That's what I can say. It's not bad to talk about it. We will still talk about it when we get the result back from the government. That's what I can say. And my point about the about the general overview, about what we were actually talking about is a clear case. Only what I can say, the government have to step up and try to bring those criminals into justice. NAS is a criminal organization. They killing people between Juba and Limley Road and Juba EA, and now that's where they go. When the government move in later, they will say the government is killing our people, but you see what they are doing now. Where the civilian actually living, that's where they actually they put the ambush and they're targeting the government soldier there. So what do you expect the government to do? The government will react. With the reaction of the government later on and exchanging guns will cause another displacement. Then what will happen? They will complain that, oh, the government chased our people out, and now what they are doing, they're not realizing it. Also, the people that are celebrating, they are part of that community. They are part of that community. What part of the community are you celebrating their deaths? And the other people that you are actually wanted to alive. To me, I would say it was wrong, and when the government have to prevent something like this not to happen again. That Lumuli Road, that escort have to be resumed again. The government have to escort the civilian um, transport. Those who are actually transporting the business transport, the government have to resume that um, escort again, because that's what has been going on for quite some time, and now it's a learning lesson. We shouldn't lose those people because they were actually soldiers. They had their guns, but we lost them. Only the God be with them, and the government have to take the measures into their hand. Otherwise, this thing it will be another chaos. The government have to prevent another incident before it happens. I have to stop from there. Thank you, and we'll meet again next week. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Deng. Thank you. We appreciate your presence and we appreciate your words. You are always talking logic. Thank you. Jonathan Bang, unmute yourself. مليون شكر عليكم كلكم جميعا يا جماعة. أنا مبسوط جدا نكون معكم في البرنامج دي. اتفضل.
Thank you Isaac. Thank you Morocco Gar and Deng Kamis. طبعا أنا أتكلم عن اثنين حاجات بس. كلام أنكولك والكلام فيه موضوع بتاع قتل بتاع سبيليان في توني. طبعا الحصل في توني طبعا كلنا عارفين. عندنا قلل في الأجهزة الأمنية عندنا صوت جنوب السودان. القلل الموجود ده طبعا يعني القتل اللي حصل في توني لو كان التدريب بتاع تلك القوات فعلا كان بإيمان حقيقية إنه ناس عساكر الضباط اللي كانوا مسؤولين بتلك الأفراد في الزمن اللي حصل فيه مشكلة بتاع السبيليان مع العساكر ما كان بيحصل بالعددية بتاعت الناس اللي ماتوا بعددية كبيرة. يعني بيوري إنه الضباط بتاعتنا والأفراد بتاعتنا بتاع الجيش قوات دفاع جنوب السودان محتاجين لمراجعة ملفات بتاعتهم. يتم مراجعة بتاع الملف بتاع الجنرالات على العسكر ضابط في شؤون بتاع الضباط بتاع تلك الجيش. نمبر 2 المراجعة بتاع الأفراد من المصايد لأقصى الجندي. يعني التصرف بتاعتهم اللي بيصرفوا به في مناطق بتاع العمليات ومناطق بتاع العمل بتاعهم تصرف بتاع إنه ناس عندهم رؤية بتاعت قبلية. يعني رؤية ملكية يعني ليس يعني تفكير عقل عسكري. يعني ده بيوري تماما في تصرفات اللي قاعد يحصل في كل مناطق بتاع مسار العمليات. يعني ما من المفروض انه العسكري بتاع البوليس او بتاع الجيش يعمل تبادل اطلاق النار بطريقه اللي قاعد يتم فيه القتل بتاع سبيليان في اول اريا ان ساوث السودان. يعني فعلا القتل اللي حصل ده بيوري انه قلل بتاع الاجهزه الامني بتاعنا بقى واضح بصوره واضحه جدا. مساله ده طبعا يعني ده مساله خطيره جدا للناس اللي بيسموا انفسهم ممكن الليدر بتاع الاتيالم يعني يراجعوا الملفات بتاع السياسات العسكريه في جنوب السودان. يعني التدريبات اللي تلك الافراد تدريبات دايره مراجعه عشان تلك الافراد الشغاله في الاجهزه التصرفات بتاع الضباط زي كلام البرادر دين كميس قال اللي الجنرال ما ممكن الجنرال ما ممكن يلومه. لكن الضباط اللي كانوا موجودين في الخطه الاماميه في زمن اللي حصل الحوادث اللي حصل بين المواطن في الوجان مع الضباط اللي كانوا قاعدين في الحمله بتاع الجيش التصرف ده كان تصرف ملكي تصرف مدني. يعني لو كان تصرف عسكري الضابط او قائد اللي كان موصول بالمنطقه كان بيعمل كنترول لتلك الافراد بتاعت الاجهزه بتوعها. المشكله ده ما كان بيمشي لمسار وصل فيه مسار بتاع القتل بتاع سبيليان. ده السبب الحصل للفوضى الامنيه الموجوده على مستوى جنوب السودان. واجل طبعا نتطلب مننا نحن كابناء دينكا او كممبرز بتاع التي ال ان نقدر نرجع صور لهذا الاتجاه. يعني الجيش بتاعنا هسه حاليا بيقولوا الجيش بتاع التي ال ولا هو بيقول قوات دفاع جنوب السودان اليوم تلك القوات الطريقه عملوا بو ريفورم الطريقه هم جايين بو كان كانوا قاعدين في العمليات القابه. والريفورم بتاعتهم ما تمت بطريقه بتاع تاسيس المؤسسه العسكريه يقدر يقوم بواجبات فوق دستوريه يقدر يعرف واجبات فوق شنو يقدر يحارب القانون اللي بيعملوه حمايه شنو يقدر يعرف لو هو ساد عمل خطا في المجال بتاع العمل بتاعه العام دياتو قانون ممكن يحاسبه. حاجات ما تمت ادرسه بالنسبه للجهات بتاع الناشونال ارمي عندنا في السودان. ده قال كبير جدا وده قاعد يواجه جنرال توماس سيريلو يادي ده حاليا وكل القاده الموجودين في المستوى جنوب السودان هسه حاليا. الموضوع ده موضوع خطير جدا على دوله جنوب السودان. لو ما تم مراجعته على المشاكل بتاع الجرائم اللي بيحصل على مستوى جرائم امنيه هيستمر زمن طويل جدا في ساوث السودان، ومشاكل اللي قاعد يحصل في ساوث السودان ده ما هيجيب. ده واي قاعد تشوف اصلا كل يوم ناس قاعدين يجروا ورا وشمال ورا وقدام ورا وقدام، عشان انه الملف الامني كير واضح بالنسبه للشعب بتاع الجنوب وبالنسبه للاداريين ذاته. يعني لو انت شايف اصلا المسؤولين الموجودين في جنوب السودان كل دول عملوا جروب within army، والجروب ده belong to that leader. So that's totally wrong بالنسبه لحاجه اسمه national army. So في حاجات كثيره جدا داير النقاش دي حاجه انا اقول لكم كوبل. والحاجه الثانيه ما في كونكت بين الحاجه اللي حصل في تونج والحاجه اللي حصل في لبنان something different. بتاع لبنان ده ممكن ان احنا نقارنه بالشيء اللي حصل في ليج ستيت لما ضربوا دول اسمه واتاك ولا اسمه اللي كانت القتلوا هناك في ايسن ليك سانتينو وول. يا ممكن نقارنه بحاجه حصل هنا في لبنان. يعني دي الناس اجينس حكومه ان احنا المفروض نعمل كويشن للناشونال ارمي. واي الناس اللي بيدوا الاستهداف للجيش بتاع الحكومه بطريقه مباشره، ليه الحكومه ما قاعد يمشي يعمل كنترول لتلك المجموعات الموجودين في غابات بتاع الكاتوريا بطريقه هو كان يستعطبوا الناس قالوا انه يتمردوا في مناطق اللي ما فيه تمرد لايك ليج ستيت. ليه الحكومه ما عمل الكلام ده؟ ده كويشن بيمشي لهم. معناته انه الاستهداف بيمشي للناحيه بتاع في توصيل قبلي في حاجات اللي قاعد يحصل في مجال بتاع العمل العام في ساوث السودان. ده بوري تماما انه التقسيم القبلي ده حاجه مبرمج من الحكومه ذاته نفسه. يعني هسه حاليا عشان كثير من الجنوبيين ما قاعدين يصدقوا عمل بتاع الحكومه، والناس اللي شغالين في الحكومه لايك جيمس واني إيجا والمجموعات الموجود بعد جنرال توماس سيريلو، الشعب بتاع الجنوب ما قاعد يعملوا اكسبت عشان الطريقه بتاعت عمل بتاعهم العمل العام لمستوى جنوب السودان كير واضح ملفات ما بيقنع الناس. عشان في جرائم كده يعني ايه على تاجر الانسان الجنوبي ده بموت في جداده بس، والناس اللي بيقتلوا ناس في الطرقات زي الكلام بتاع نومي رود ده لبنو ودرما ييريبا 7 سنه بيقتل في ابناء بتاع دينجا ابناء بتاع ايكوتوريا الواقفين مع الحكومه بهجينهم دينجا يسرهم، وحكومه ما كبر ولا مجرم واحد قدموا للعداله. مجموعه منهم ما كان بيقتلوا ناس دي لسه شغالين في الحكومه جابوهم بهجينهم عملوا سلامهم. يبقى انه مساله ده مساله دايره دراسات وناس يتكلموا فيه بمنطق. عشان كده نحن سكرنا ما ده نخلي اصواتنا يكون في هذا الاتجاه. يعني نحن لو لمينا ملفنا بتاع كلامنا نحن كابناء جنوب نتكلم بحقوق بتاعنا وحقوق بتاع حالنا. حكومه الجنوب ده ممكن ندايقها في مالات كثيره جدا. يعني حكومه فعلا عنده اقطاع كثير قاعد يعملها في الملفات بتاعتها. تو ده حاجه انا كنت داير اقول لهم كل وقت انه مساله ده مساله خطير جدا. مساله ده ما داير انه مثلا يعني الدول اللي مشى الجنوب ولا ما مشى الجنوب مثلا داير تودي الناس انه مثلا الناس قاعدين يعملوا حاجات في الجنوب ما بيسمعوا كلام بتاع الناس اللي بيتكلموا وما اوير باشياء قاعد يدور في الجنوب ذات نفسه. سو ليبتين ناس يموتوا بهذا الاسلوب ليبتين. سو ما بزول كبلان، لكن الخطا اللي حصل في قتل بتاع سبيلين انا نعترف انه العساكر بتاعنا في جنوب السودان سو كان في بوليس ولا كان في الجيش الناس ديل عندهم عوجه في الادارات بتاعهم في عمل بتاعهم دايره مراجعه شامل. الحكومه لازم تيك باسبيليتي عشان يعالج تلك الملفات. البلد بدون امني لا يمكن يكون فيها استقرار. البلد بدون امني لا يمكن يكون فيها استقرار. والامن ده ذاته هسه حاليا انت لو شايف من لو في زول مثلا شاكي من حاجه بواجه حياته مش انه كبوليس الا كمان يكون زول بيعرفه. لو ما عنده ذاته بيعرفه ما بيفتحوا له بلاغ بتاعه ده. لو انت فتحت بلاغ ثاني ممكن يحلبوك يشيلوا منك قروش عشان يعمل لك بلاغ بتاعك ده وتاجر عربيه تشيل بوليس يمشي يقبض المتهم اللي انت شكيته وتم تجيبه ويلا تيجي تكون في عرضه وتكون مصاري بتوع ياكل يبقى اكير يا توينا وده اكير تحت الجريمه. الزول داير يشيل حقك ده تسرق سلاح تقتل صادو بدل ما تمشي للبوليس عشان ترد يور تايم. والحكومه زاد يمشي لوت يعمل لك لوت زاد في جريمه اللي عملوا لك. يبقى انه مساله ده مساله خطير جدا بالنسبه لامن قومي بتاع ساوث السودان. حاجه ده داير انه السياسيين والمسؤولين بتاعنا في جنوب السودان انه يراجعوا الاقطاع بتاعتهم ده. ما جاز بس ان احنا سبورت بتاع الحكومه، لابد كمان ان احنا نعمل لهم بليمنج بطريقه مباشره بالتوصيفات موجوده في داخل الادارات. الادارات دي دايره مراجعه من ضباطهم لاخر ضابط دايره مراجعه. الضباط هناك ما بيستحقوا يكونوا في الادارات دي، ما بيستحقوا عطول يكونوا ضباط على مستوى بتاع نيشنال الارمي، ما بيستحقوا كده. يعني ما شغالين شغل بتاع الدوله، شغالين شغل بتاع انفسهم. That why lo indu mushila asal benu ben Morton biyaktul Morton. Lama taktul Morton ma bala ku Morton la indu agribab do biyamal shunu. Ma bimchi biyamal defend Morton bitol kotol, le zol bitol kotol. De exactly la asal wanjan. وهيصل في مناطق كثير جدا في جنوب السودان معناه ما في ريسبكت للحكومه بالنسبه للعمل بتوعه كحكومه حكومه دايره مراجعه كثير جدا ده حاجه القاعد ولا حاجه ده انا داير اقول لانكل ان احنا لما نجي المسج ندي مسج يكون كلير يكون واضح جدا ما داير مجامله يعني ده حقائق في حياه الناس زي الناس اللي ما واصل فقدوا هسه حاليا ده ما بزول بيعوضهم ولا بزول بيجيب حقوقهم ذات الناس دول ما كده خلاص ما بيرجعوا ولا بيدوم حقوقهم ذاته you see يقبل ليه كساره ده كله في شنو ما كفايه دوما بالتعرير لما التعرير ده جنوبين ماتوا بكميات كبيره يعني ده زمن كان بتاع نزال لكن هسه حاليا جنوب بقى دوله بقى عنده قوانين بتوعه بقى عنده عاجز بتوعه ليه مواطن بموت ثاني في شنو؟ ده حاجه انا كنت داير اوضح وانا بشوفكم وان شاء الله next show نجي نتقابل ونتكلم حاجات كثير اكثر من ده وعندنا حاجات كثير هنقوله. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John Aterbang. Naik, have a good night. Yeah, shukran jazilan. Agar Deng Mabog, you have to unmute yourself. Yeah, we have come to conclude. Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Isaac, and the viewers, Brother DR, Deng Ding. Thank you so much, and Brother Hassan also, and the rest who were here with us in the studio. I thank them all, and our viewers, and those people also who are commenting their comment there. We have read them also, and we put everything as it is. I will say every comment there is according to your point or your opinion. We will not figure anyone out and say why you write this and why you say this. It will still be your own opinion, whether my brothers or our sisters. So it will be your opinion, whether you are a rebel or with the government or you own a party, will still be your opinion or your point of view. The important thing I need to say is that South Sudan is belong to all of us, and we don't need to be communicating wrong words, or I can put my names as a nickname, and then I can say something that it will be unknown. It's not like that. They will know you no matter what. That's why I put my name originally as a book. That's the fact. So to go back to our government, to be really Pacific, you need to be there with your laws, with your rules, and with respect to your civilian. If somebody rebel or cross the rules, that person should be brought up as laws said. To those who are against the government also, we as people of South Sudan, we have a big hand in our nation. So that's why it's going backward now, it's not going forward. We need to be honest, guys. So for us as people of South Sudan, we don't need to support something that can harm our people. We should be protecting them too. We should not be creating anything that will kill them also. And we cry and say, oh, government, 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 and we are there already. We were opposing that to be against the government. We all know the rules, even here in the diaspora. If you speed up and that speed was displayed, the signboard said it's 60 per hour, and you went beyond that to make it 70, you will face the consequences. What does that mean? It means that you broke the laws. You are not respecting the government. And we cry in the media every time, oh, the government, the government, and the government. So we need to respect ourselves and respect our government so that he will be taking care of his own civilian. But if we keep going opposite, there's nothing we can achieve from that. We will not achieve anything from it. So for my brothers who are from Equatoria, we all know that they are not all Equatorian who are doing the wrong things. We know that not all the Nuers who are doing the wrong things. We know are not all Chuluks who are doing the wrong things. Not all Bargadal, not everybody. It's
Thank you.
just some individual people who are concentrating on their own interests.
Mm.
That always I put it aside like that, because you need to put forward first of all in a watania one Jibril to
Mm.
be Zol Watani, you must do something that concerning Watan, which is a nation, uh, your country. But if I do something on my own behalf as a guard, on my own interest, so that it doesn't mean Watania can. It's not at all. I'm not doing it for my nation or my country or my people. So I'm doing it as individual person. Whether something is good or something bad, it's just only my interest. So our people need to understand this. If I call you and I said, "Oh, Isaac, let's come and rebel. This government is not a good government." You need to find out first of all, where did government wrong me here, so that we can join and be against it. So we need to teach our people where is the wrong direction and where is the right direction. So our country, we love it, and we need everybody to come together to be one nation, as they said it. But you cannot say it and you are hiding something else. It will never bring itself to be a nation without us. So we need to be there for it. We need to be there for our people, as we call ourselves that we are intellectual people and we know something, that we are educated. Where is the education here? So for me as a guy, I know I have some Equatorian who are with me as brothers and sisters. Same thing to Nuer, Shuluk, everybody. So my last word will be to our people as Lagos State back home, not Lagos State media. I will say, you guys, you need to be receiving your brothers from Jungle because of the flood that has happened, occurred in Jungle. So you can accommodate them, especially our governor, Makur Kulang. You need to be in touch with the governor of Jungle State so that you guys can share the ideas. How are you guys going to help those people who has been flood? The flood is everywhere in Bor. So we need to help them, to accommodate them until all these things can be over, and then they can go back to their places with safe and healthy, peaceful and fit. So in a couple of leg we quite leg state with the ban, especially quite kwana long yerul, benabula good chwebet, bula good bargadal. So agor chan kubuka madban ko bi wara mat kwa ku nyera kai kwa ke kya bor ke kwa bor be kani ku bi ka dila accommodate ku bi ka nya chieng ya agu ti daman bi ka du be kani ka pol gu ku bi ga la lwel rer pe ati ka nya rer ku jala nyu pe ati ka nya nyu within Lagos State, because we are neighbors, even those who are from Equatoria too. We need to accommodate, you need to accommodate your brothers and sisters that who have come to you. They are not coming to force you guys to leave them your land. No, it's not like that, because the flooding is everywhere. So you need to accommodate them, and then if the flood is over, you can ask them, you guys, you can go back now, and then they can go back, as we all know. Mm. If somebody is saying that I will not go back because this is mine, and then we will come all of us and ask him what went wrong, because this is not yours, belong to your brother or your sister. So we need to be honest. So all these things, it will be my last, and then I will give the floors to the host to close the show. And I thank you all for watching, and those who was participating with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Agar Deng Mabok. I appreciate your words and the message also you have conveyed after your speech to welcome our brothers and sisters who are affected by the natural disasters like flood. That's a very good move. Thank you so much. And I also would like to thank all our audience and those who have been with us in the last 3 hours. Those who commented and those who participated in the funnel in the screen here. I say thank you all for your concern, and it is your right to come and air out your views in Lagos State Media. Is a platform media for everyone. We don't discriminate people, but what we don't tolerate is somebody who is coming to targeting individuals, or we just going specifically to target somebody. We don't tolerate that. But if you want to come and share your vision or your ideas, your opinion, you are allowed to come and share it with us. Come openly, also with the right name, to be known exactly your full name, and your image also will be very clear to the audience to be seen who you are, where you come from, what you are talking about. This is where we can receive your message. But if you are hidden, you have a wrong name, you are using a nickname, your picture is blurring, we don't accept that. So appreciate the way we handle other things. And Makur, you apologized before for the names that you entered in. I need you, if you need to be civilized or you want to talk or comments in national issues, please change your name and come in with the perfect name, with a clear visions or image, and then you come and talk to that thing. So that's all for tonight, and I appreciate you all. I say thank you, guys. Before you go, we just have to play a song from our brother called
Sudanese child. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh yeah, Ruka music. Ahuma. Jere jere vidunya de. Jere jere. Sibuna si samana. Jere jere. Suwata tatunya de. Suwata, suwata. Nasi mutu samana. Suwata. Sunubata vidunya de mama. Sunubata. Nasi maderuge nisala. Sunubata. Wenu salam takuliyo. Wenu salam. Nasi maderuge nisala. Wenu salam. Jiran bada mashaki. Jiran bada mashaki. Asana nami lotuko. Lotuko ye. Tuyu faka jafibe. Fibe. Asana nami lokoya. Lokoya ya. Tere tere vidunya te. Tere. Sibuna si sambana. Tere. Suwata tatunya te. Suwata. Nasi mutu sambana. Suwata. Delis tugu wana kofsaki. Galiana min America. Galiana min America. City wana saki ema. Yeah. Galiana wewe min Uganda. Tugende Kampala. Jiran napapata bafulu. Yeah. Asana na min didinga. Nadi mudari kuku. Turujua na min shukul. Turujua na saki. Asana na min.
Demek, thank you so much. Appreciate your music. The things are going on. We have to close down with our national anthem because we were talking about the national thing.
United in peace and harmony. Another man will rise, raising flag with the burning star, and sing songs of freedom with joy. For justice, liberty, and prosperity Celebrate our national foundation. We vow to protect our nation. Oh God, nation.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Have a good day, wherever you are. Thank you so much.